Let's roll. This is Countercharge, your podcast for ranks, flanks, and kings of war. Join your hosts as they delve into the world of Panithor and bring you worldwide coverage of all things Kings of War.
Never recorded Michigan GT, but why not, right? Well, let's introduce ourselves. I'm Rob, obviously.
I'm Andy.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Daniel.
Everybody sound okay?
Yep.
All right. So, what are you playing this weekend?
I am playing Forces of the Abyss.
Are you using the word playing in air quotes? Masters, you were 57 out of 64? You did change the list, though, right?
That wasn't me. That was my alter ego.
I see.
Yeah.
How about you? What are you playing this weekend? We're all playing Kings of War, right?
Right. Goblins.
Goblins?
Yep.
I got goblins, too.
Yeah. So does Donnie.
I'm excited. This is the last time I'm going to have a bunch of war engines. Because I think it's gun.
You monster.
Yeah, he's a monster. Well, he's mean. I'm not mean. I'm soft and gentle. I brought luggets. Come on.
I'll touch you nicely. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, you'll touch me nicely. Show me on the doll. Daniel, what are you playing this weekend?
Oh, I'm taking one last ride with the Sylvankin
Love it.
before 4th edition comes out. It's a great list. I went 0-4 with it last time I took it out someplace.
Where did you take it out at? Was that one of the events up in Midland? Or
Oh, no, that was at Hoplite. Or I guess it was 0-3 for Hoplite, yeah.
what range are you using for that?
I'm using TT Combat Desert Elves. It's got a nice... It's a nice change up from your traditional elves. That
Yeah.
They're a little sus.
They're not the sand elves, right? Are they? They are, right?
Yeah.
And you use them for Twilightkin at one time?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
But,
those are cool.
They're really versatile models.
Those are really cool.
I've used them as Vampiric Undead a couple of times.
So what's your next army, Daniel? Or
Oh.
are you waiting to see?
Well, I'm still slowly chugging away at Kingdoms of Men Force, using Fireforge Games as it's like Age of Sengoku, I think it is. It's a Japanese army.
Okay. That's cool.
I ended up printing up a big Oni, the giant with the club.
Right.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a fun little model for it that I'm not used to paying something that big, especially after like doing the Baja Blasters for Dead Zone last year with the halflings.
Nice.
What about you, Kyle? What do you got next?
I mean, I have a bunch of armies that I've been working on. I think I know what I'm going to do next, but
Are they armies you can?
Is it
tell
a
us about?
special army that may have fur?
potentially.
The new... How do you pronounce it? I don't even know.
Scully?
Zakali?
Scully?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been in the book for a long
Right.
time, right? In that little blurb, but it'll be really cool when they unveil what's
I'm
coming.
definitely excited for
Yeah.
for it.
I've told locally players like I'm going to take that army. We're going to make a BCB army, Blue Sea Brawl, and we're going to shove it down your butts. So now I just got to find what army to pair it with.
Right.
Probably not Trident Realms because I think they're mortal enemies, right?
I mean, there's always that strange situation where they're like, "All right, well, I don't like you, but I like that guy even less."
Right. Right.
The enemy of your enemy is my friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Andy? You got any more armies in the wings?
I'm actually working on Seraphon right now. So, I'm sorry.
Seraphon?
Salamanders.
This guy right here.
If that tells you what range I'm using.
Yeah. He's playing AOS, by the way, guys. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Yeah.
He's a big AOS player.
Yeah, Age of Suck.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
You won't be able to take them to a tournament, but you can always print out an army with those pretty soon. That
Yeah.
The Salamanders is going to be awesome having them all 3D. They have not confirmed yet if we've got the Cav unit, the Lancers.
Oh yeah, like the those guys.
The Commandant's been confirmed, so
Yeah.
what else do we need? There's a few units in there that need it, and so I'm excited about it. Not that I want to play Salamanders anymore. Goblins are fresh, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like shooting people up. Trombone.
sure, salamanders are pretty though.
It'll be cool, though, to be able to add some new stuff, right?
Right.
His thing, he's playing... I'm pointing to Andy. He's been playing Salamanders, and I told him, I said, I doubt you're going to be able to take a bunch of these troops of Ancients. They're going to make them like 200 points, or they won't even be legal, so you're in trouble. All you spam guys out there are in
Oh,
trouble.
you won't be able to spam.
Yeah.
I've got 3 troops of Ancients right now.
Which I
I don't think I'll be able
am all for not being able to spam. So
Yeah. What are your thoughts on all the 4th edition stuff that's been leaking out, Daniel?
I'm very excited to see it in action in the very near future here. That overall it looks good. It looks like it's fixing a lot of glitches. I'm really excited about the withdraw rules for
Being gone. Withdraws. Now withdraws a movement order, and you can just back up, but you can disengage from combat and walk away. But
with like fast cavalry, like it might be worth that risk to disentangle
and try to take the nerve test, and because you failed the nerve test, I guess you get punched in the balls 4 times, or as Matt Crozier would say, get punched in the googlies.
Right.
What are your thoughts? You don't have a comment because you're just like, I may or may not have. I'm not allowed to speak. Yeah, I'm not allowed to speak. Andy hasn't seen any of it. Like literally on the way up, we talked a little bit about it. He's like, what? His eyes are like,
that,
what's going on?
that shooting.
Shooting is going to be nerfed.
It's probably
Well, actually,
something that a lot
I don't
of people
think.
are upset.
So I was
it's not
thinking.
nerfed. It's taking more of a support role. You
To be
just
fair,
can't shoot
My
everybody
Goblin
out.
Army has this weekend has 6 war engines.
Yeah.
But they are support. Like they're never gonna like. Very few times do they kill. Now, if it's a berserker unit, I will bring the wrath of God down on those guys because they suck.
You got war trombones, right?
Right, and then I have 2 mob pups.
Those are literally just to take up space.
Yeah,
Because most people will avoid them.
yeah. Or the warlocks will shoot them with lightning bolt.
Sure.
But then the maw pups are really good against berserkers,
Sure.
unless they pop their imps in their defense 6,
Right,
and it's like that. And then I have 1 sharp stick thrower. But I also have fireball 8. What else do I have? I have a chariot that shoots 7 times
Yep.
on 4s
I've
with
got two of
with,
those.
and I grabbed the fire oil to give me the
The
regen.
King on Chariot,
Yeah, give me piercing. I like that. That might be all my shooting.
Yeah, goblins are easy mode, man.
This guy. No,
not easy mode.
Have you guys heard what I've been playing?
There's just a
Abyssal
lot.
List, where I've been playing through against 3 Cronius and Well of Souls. It's not easy mode, dude. Like
No.
it's really hard to crack that
Yeah.
nut.
Yeah, it is.
I've played against that sort of list before, and
He could take up to 20 damage on the Well of
If you're-
Souls, and then he heals it
Goblins are
for
not-
up to 9 in turn by getting the Croniuses into combat. It's like, forget about it.
Goblins are not easy mode. You have to
You have to play well.
play them correctly. Or
You-
you're dead.
They're easy in the sense that you have a lot of units, and
Right.
sometimes you can misplay one. But
Yeah,
if
you
you
have a
misplace your
little bit of
hammers,
security
then you're
with-
done.
But whereas most armies don't have that security.
Yeah. So why are you playing them? Because I thought ogres are easy mode. Why don't you keep playing your ogres?
I
You don't like to win?
thought I'd go in with something else.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, but they haven't done any matchups, right? I'm playing Matt Temple in the first
Yeah.
round because he challenged me, which is good because we.
And I think Jeff Franz and Jesse Berlin are matched up too.
I think.
They drag raced each other.
Okay. I wonder if. I'm just thinking in my head, like, if I was Jeff, was that a good move? I'm not sure.
Jeff called out Jesse.
Yeah, well, you got to challenge up. You
Right,
can't
right.
challenge down. That'd be like me challenging you, bro. I'm like, come on, I can't challenge down.
Oh, dang.
Right?
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Well, I should have challenged you the way you
Just because
you the bed. So I mean,
you
you've
gotta
gotten some
challenge
lucky
up.
dice rolls on me.
that's true. Well, we've talked about it a number of times. But yes, my Salamanders had an epic win against. Should have been a loss at Adepticon, but my consolation prize was cool. Go play
Eric
Corey,
Trowbridge.
Corey Reynolds. You got to play Eric, I think.
I lost to you and then was rewarded with, I think it was Eric, and then I lost to Eric, and then I played Corey Reynolds.
Yeah, so I played Corey in the next round. And he just
My
he just
first
tore
day
me
at
up.
Adepticon, that was 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's a good first day.
Yeah.
Yep.
When we need some more events, man, we haven't seen you very much.
Oh, I've had a few health issues, so
Okay,
I haven't
fair
been
enough.
touring too much. But I plan on this upcoming season to travel around a bit with Nate Johnson, who won the GT here last
Yep.
year.
Is he going to win it again this year?
He's gunning for it.
Is he got his dwarf list again?
Yep.
It is
What
a scary list.
Is it the same kind of he took the best at the Masters? All the defense
It's
6?
pretty close, yeah.
Okay.
All that defense 6,
Bunch of Iron Guard.
bunch of the giant
three
war
Steel
things.
Behemoth.
Steel Behemoths.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, that's a tough
He went 3-2, I think, didn't he, at Masters?
He did
Or,
pretty-
3-3? What did he do?
Uh,
Or 4-2? I don't know.
I thought
We'll
he-
have to
I
get him
thought
on the show to
I thought
ask
he
him.
tied one,
Okay,
but
potentially. Yeah.
I think he had a
So
winning.
let's just talk about this. You guys are on the internet. You're on Facebook. So what's your favorite whinge about 4th edition so far that you've seen? Like favorite, like, oh my God, the sky is falling.
Oh, I don't know that. I mean, I feel like this is being handled a little better than when the dice came out last year.
Oh, Command Dice.
Year and a half
Well, I keep
ago,
telling
but-
everybody though, like when you bring a Clash of Kings book out, it's not the same as a new edition.
No.
They're gonna put stuff in it
To
that they
test
are
a lot.
trying. They haven't play tested it a lot. We did the same thing with Heavy Flyers. Heavy Flyers sucked. They didn't make it a thing, other than Heavy Flyers
Right.
have speed 7,
Right.
as opposed to speed 10.
Right.
Yeah, so to your point, Daniel, the Command Dice, they really went apes on it.
Yeah, there was a lot of egg
But like
being laid
it's
for
Clash
that
of
over-
Kings, so there's optional. I don't want to call them optional rules. There are definitely trial rules, and when the Clash of Kings is coming out before a new edition, they're 100% trying new stuff.
Absolutely.
So I don't know
I haven't heard anything that
that you could talk about. I get it.
that upsets me too much.
Okay.
I mean, I think a lot of people are upset with several things, and I think they're just gonna have to wait.
Well, I
for the
think
rules
if-
to be in
if,
their hands to actually play it and make a decision.
I will say, if you take a lot of spam, there's a potential you're not going to be able to take 9 units of Wranglers, right? Like we know that's not going to happen.
I think
That being said, if we're playing a balanced list, you might have to skew a little bit more to the combat stuff and a little bit less to shooting, because shooting still has a place though. It's
Right.
going to soften stuff up. Except for Andy and I were talking about on the way up. I think regen's going to be really big now because you're going to get more turns of regen as they're shooting you on the way in. They're not killing you. I don't know about you. When I shoot stuff, I don't ever devastate them. Or is it called devastate now, or is it called
I think
decimate?
that
Yeah.
I think it's devastating.
Okay, but the point is, I'm not going to be able to route Berserker Horde because they're 18, right? They're 18 nerf.
Right.
I've never gotten to that. So,
Yeah.
But if you can chew half
Yeah,
the
yeah.
wounds with shooting,
Yeah.
combat becomes easier.
well, guys, you guys are going to go play some demos of Warpath tonight? They got Warpath.
Potentially,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think dinner's first.
dinner's
stop.
first.
I'm gonna do
Yeah,
something. I
dinner
don't know.
sounds pretty great right now.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You always sound magnificent.
That's right. Well, obviously, you know the silky tones of Mr. Ronnie Renton, and we're joined by Blake Schroed. Both Mantic guys through and through. You guys worked with each other for how long in the past at GW?
That was a long time ago. I mean,
Do you remember it?
6 years.
oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Was it a positive experience?
No, I'm still in therapy for it.
And you were in Baltimore, right, Blake?
Yes.
With like
Yeah.
Tony Nelson and all those guys? Or-
Tony came at the end. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I was
Yeah, yeah,
there
yeah.
He's a
for
radar guy. You were at the
95
you were at the
to
Gorkamorka
2000.
tour, weren't you? When we,
I
were on-
was.
when we overtook 2 double-decker buses and
I was the one who
Water
got
amazing.
thrown out of,
You got thrown out?
or disallowed from the Tower of London.
What'd you do?
We were on a bus trip.
Okay.
And for some reason, somebody thought going to Harrods was a good idea.
so I thought
Was that Ronnie?
Well, I think everyone else took us there. John Paul Brizzigotti had got it to stop at his own father's sandwich shop, so everyone had to buy the sandwiches from his dad.
I think
When we went there, I said, should we start a water fight? And everyone just went, yeah.
Yep.
So we had basically a load of
Yeah.
25 to 30-year-old guys with a little bit of disposable cash who went into Harrods, were bored to death. It might have been Hamley's, the toy shop, actually. I think it was Hamley's.
Yeah.
And we all just went and bought water pistols. And then stood on the top deck of 2 double-decker buses around London. And did we look at any of the sites? No. Did we throw
we did
water
annoy the
pistols?
Buckingham Guards because we were doing water fight.
Did they come and get you?
No, they just looked at, the one that
Yeah.
came look around was looking at us and was not happy with
Yeah,
us.
the police
doing
came
it.
onto the bus.
And we were chanting Gorka and
Morka. Yeah.
and then the police came on the bus.
So that would have been like late 90s, maybe?
Yeah, 98,
Yeah.
97.
90, yeah. Because
and then people threw water balloons from their apartments.
Yeah.
At you?
Oh, yeah,
When we
buses.
started shooting it, when the buses stopped getting sandwiches, we people to look out what all the noise was, and if there's water pistol, they'd be like, "That's funny, let's get involved."
That's a different GW.
yeah.
than
That's
today.
not the- yeah,
little less stiff upper lip.
yeah.
But,
and that's why we all left. That's why we were
That's
asked to leave. There is the door. Please make use of it, Mr. Enter, Mr. Schroed.
So Blake,
We're gonna have
Michigan GT. This is year what? Is it 10?
7
Okay.
for
Well, just
Grand
in
Prix?
general, just
oh,
in
Michigan
general.
GT is sorry. This
Because
is
it used to
12th
be.
12th Michigan.
It didn't
GT.
used to be here. It was at a hotel
Right.
on the south side over
Right.
by my mom's house.
We moved here 3 years ago to the Lansing Center.
More than that,
Or is it-
4 or 5 years. Yeah.
Okay, something.
Because I never went to it. Was it that really hotel that they were at before?
But no, this is the 12th Michigan GT. Been in Lansing Center for a little while now.
Yeah, Lansing Center is awesome. I know it's expensive. It's a good venue, but
Yeah.
it's hard to beat being. I mean, you're here. You should go. Well, I don't know if you have time, but the Capitol is amazing.
Yeah, I saw that. I
Right?
saw that
I mean, it's
building and
1800s, right?
and
It's
that-
it's
and that-
awesome.
And that clock next to it. I saw
The
those
Michigan
last
National
night.
Tower. Yeah.
Yeah, I took some pictures of that.
Yeah. And then there's the big power plant that's got the 3 towers. Lincoln, Blinken, and Nod, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Something like that.
Blink on that.
Yeah.
And then when we started here, we were just Hall C.
Yeah, you're in Hall C
This year, it's Hall A, B, and C, and they actually have other extra rooms in Lansing
for like role playing and stuff like that.
Yep.
And now we should talk about it. Last year was a difference of the guys. Now our buddy has taken it over, right? Rick.
the
so-
Hop Like Games.
So what's
crew.
funny about Rick is he was doing a tour back when he was working with Diamond Comics, I think, right?
Yep.
And he
Rick's
came
Road
to War
Tour.
Room Hobbies, and
Yep.
we had him in. He had the challenge coins, and he was Rick on the road or something. I don't
Yeah, it was
know. He's such a cool guy.
Road Challenge.
He's
Rick
such a
on
cool
the
guy.
road.
It was him and Dave Taylor had a show too.
Doing painting.
Yeah,
Painting
it was
elements.
amazing, dude. It was like awesome. I'm obviously Diamond Comics is
Yeah.
a thing of the past at this point, but
Someone we're used to know.
this is how many years with Kings of War though? Because it started, it was a one day, and I'm like, I'm not gonna come up there for a one day, guys. But
The first time was, was it 2016?
well, if it's 7 years, it must have been 2018, right?
Yeah,
If you're in
I wasn't
2025,
counting the one days. So I think
Okay.
the one day was 2017.
okay.
And then we came back the next year.
Oh, because this is
year
year 12, not 7
Yeah.
for this event.
Yes. So this is year 12 for the event, year
Yeah.
7 for us here. We did, of course, miss COVID year. But
Yes.
we came in for one day.
Mm-hmm.
That we had started 2 days the next year. And, it was one of those things where they called us.
Did you take it over
3 weeks
when
before.
when it became a 2 day? Was it? is
No,
that-
I ran the one day too.
oh, you did run the one day too.
Yeah. Mike and I ran the one
Okay.
day.
Mike's your scorekeeper.
Mike Carter. Basically, a lot of the themes for the Grand Prix are the things that I fell in love with when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Basically, all the things that I love from the UK, actually. Wargaming is
Yeah.
number one. Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
The
Iron Maiden. Yeah.
mascot.
Which is the logo
Blake.
that you had made for the jacket that you give away.
So, people don't know we have a big patch. It goes to the winner. This year, we're hoping we finally have a returning champion who might be able to win the championship ring.
Nathan,
Nobody has seen
Nathaniel Johnson, right?
But
Won it
Nate-
last year.
Nate might be able to win.
Well, did Ronnie already tell him he should get that out of his system because that Defense 6 dwarf line probably won't be available next time, right?
Defense 10.
Defense 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to get
It's
on
going to get
D8s.
4 steel
I was
behemoths,
gonna
not
say,
3.
it's going to be hard to get on D8s, but maybe you can get enough pluses from some of those items. But anyway, no, it's been growing.
Yeah.
We've had a few struggles with the Masters jumping on us. They wanted to fit it into the East Coast schedule and get it to Nova in order to.
That
do
was okay. It was
stepped
fine.
right
We
up.
did it. We did it. It was I mean, going to Nova was a unique experience.
Yeah.
At Reno, it was amazing. When it's by itself, you're not part of this bigger thing,
Yeah.
and you're just the focus. But
Nova Good was good for us because we got to go back.
well, next year in Minneapolis, I mean, that's not terrible. Now, again, it's not a convention, so you're not having people walking by, right?
Yeah.
It's only going to be 100 and some players.
Yes.
Right.
I think I'm going to try to get up there anyway to it since it's in the Midwest and
You should.
not that far.
That's embarrassing that you
Yeah, I
didn't
can
get up
see
there
it.
before.
Yeah.
No, well, I was.
I mean, don't you get paid to do that kind of stuff?
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough then.
Not to go off and
Evil boss.
Yeah, yeah.
Not to go
Well,
off and
you want to return a profit too, right? You want a little return on that
I'm
investment.
not paying him to go play games or we get pissed.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
If I
Yeah.
sell 10,000 copies of Halo there, maybe I can
Okay, 10,000 would negotiate.
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
But no, I'm actually hoping to get up to Lady of the Lake. And-
In Duluth.
Yeah, well, the Excalibur.
That's
which is right
that's
now.
in August?
Yes, it's I think the week right after Gen Con.
Oh, that's
That's going to
rough.
be a
Well, how
big
far
sell of
how,
light.
are you going to go up through the UP or are you going to come around?
Unfortunately, going around adds like 2.5 hours.
Like, so you're going through the UP.
So we go through
Yeah.
the UP.
He doesn't
It's
even know what the hell
still-
you're talking about.
It's
Upper Peninsula, because Michigan's a state that looks like
a
this.
thumb, I thought.
Yes. Well, there's 2 thumbs. It's like a hand like that.
Yeah, there's two peninsulas and
But nobody lives in the Upper Peninsula.
14-hour drive.
Probably, yeah.
On
Because you're
average,
going to have to go up, and then you're got to go all the way over to the Minnesota border.
Yep. So it takes a while to get there. It's a long drive. I think when we left last time from Lady of the Lake, we got home at like 5:30.
But you're in Midland, right? So that's like, we're in Lansing, so you're like 2 hours north?
hour and a half.
Hour and a half
Hour and a
north, yeah.
So
So you're almost in the sticks, man. You're Northwoods. You're almost there. Not quite. I mean,
We're-
if Dow wasn't there, we would call it a hick town, but
Yeah.
Dow's there.
Pink,
so.
pink neck rather than
pretty much, if you look
Yes.
at the population north of us, is mostly farmland.
When did it turn into
So you get
fucking
to be-
chocolates?
Huh?
Jeez, they were talking about toast.
Yeah.
He's got a point. I mean, the Evan Fitzgerald and stuff is cool, but yeah. So, Ronnie, how was the trip in? This is your first time to Michigan ever?
Yeah, first time.
How does that work? Just by happenstance, you have employees in Michigan?
Yeah,
So you got Rick and you got Blake
Yeah,
and you got Kyle by affiliation. Like,
yeah, he's in Ohio.
did you know they were in Michigan when you hired them, or you're like,
I said, where are the people that inbreed a lot?
yeah,
Let's start hiring them there. Okay, so that's what I started with. I started with the inbreeding states. I'm going to start recruiting in, Louisiana next, and I'm going to head south into
Exactly.
Alabama as well. I drove through
Alabama,
there.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a bit of culture in Florida. So no, purely fortuitous. It was
Timing.
Yeah, and I was going to come over at some point. This time last year, we came over for PAX Unplugged,
In Philadelphia.
and that allowed us to all get together and chat about sales job, the day job, plus do the shows. And Blake and Rick were taking the shows on for 2025. And it was our first post-Halo launch show. So we wanted to see how that was going to go, what happened there. And then I said, well, we don't need to do that again. This was on. I had to come over for some very important meetings on the West Coast.
Well, I mean, that's where all your IP holders are, right?
Correct.
I mean,
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, so I had a week in 4 days, 5 days in California. I've now remortgaged the house and sold one of my kidneys and 2 of my children. That's paid for that, which was nice.
Which children did you sell?
Well, just the ones that...
Which one did you keep?
Yeah.
Did you have 3?
3.
2 boys and a girl. So
Yeah.
you kept the girl, right?
Yeah, well, obviously.
Of course. I would do the same thing.
We could sell her for good
I mean,
money.
yeah.
Inflation's always good.
Inflation's always good. Well, yeah, and he trades in British pounds, which, that might be a thing later.
Doubt it.
Well, Brexit's working against
gold,
you, but
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Do we have to pay VAT? I don't know how that works.
Yeah, there we go. It's worth a tariff. That right there. So we did that, flew on here. I said, well, let's just catch up there. You're all together. We can catch up. It's a lovely place. I'm very impressed. Very nice, very clean.
It is kind of nice. They put us on the complete opposite side.
You know, we'd be fighting.
They've always
Like
been.
a
We've
British
always been on
hooliganism.
this wall, right?
Yeah. Well, the first year, 40K and us were all in the same hall. We
The
only
40K
had-
is over there now, or is it?
No,
it's-
40K is
it's
hall.
out the end. Hall A.
That side
Okay.
of this one.
What's the turnout? Do we know for different? I know it seems like it's a little bit of a down year because I think like 40K they have a bigger event that's conflicting.
LVO is the same weekend.
Okay.
Las Vegas Open.
Yeah.
Which
And that's the big
moved
boy.
from
I
January.
mean, other than Adepticon,
Yeah, it moved from January to October. So it stopped right on this weekend.
right?
I think the last I saw, it was 125.
That's still pretty good.
For 40.
Because LVO is not cheap to go to, and this if you're local in the Midwest, you can pretty much get to Lansing's not far.
I think it's a growth from the year before, which they had a 40K tournament that was GW ran in Florida. Yeah, but
There's every game here, right? Rick's taking the event over though. That'll be awesome. I already see there's more vendors here than last year. Last
A
year
lot
it was
more
a,
vendors.
it was a ghost town for
Right.
vendors.
um,
You guys weren't even here last year.
yeah, last year we
I mean, you were here running the event, but you didn't have a booth.
right. And that was
But part of that too, though, was the time period with Pat transitioning to Rick and
Right.
all that stuff. Too,
Right.
So
and it's a big expense when it was transitioning.
Well, we had a kid.
and
We didn't have Halo.
we had
Yeah,
to know
yeah,
where
yeah.
it needed
Everything
to
was
be.
kind
you
of
didn't have Halo yet. Now you got Halo. Now it's like
Well, Halo's there. Kings Wars.
how many Halo copies you gonna sell this weekend? What's your over under? You got a bet with Ronnie? He's gonna buy
Well,
you.
I'll tell you
haven't done
what. Here's the bet. I bet you we sell more copies of Worms than we sell of Halo.
You really?
Every show.
That's weird.
But we do a lot more turnover on Halo because people are buying factions and they're
I
buying
see.
add-ons and
Yeah.
everything else. So turnover-wise, Halo will win it hands down.
And Worms
but-
is just the one box, whereas we have Bandits
And you'll sell
as
tons of
well.
Walking Dead dice
Yeah.
game and
little bits and bobs and
oh,
people
yeah,
pick stuff.
because they're
up.
like cheap. You just put it in your pocket, $20.
And we're already selling. I mean, I've already sold Labyrinth. I've already sold Fraggle. I've already sold.
Fraggle Rock.
We
I'm
have,
gonna have to
a,
buy that. my daughter was like, "Why did you bring that home?"
we have a little
She's
card
a-
game.
she's a-
Fraggle Rock. Yeah.
She's a puppet junkie.
But anyway, yeah. So we've already sold some of that stuff. So
You haven't been to the city before, though. Are you going to get any time to see anything?
Yeah, so I mean, I wandered around. We came in last night and we got as far as the. Rick took us to his local pub, and I think there was some people that even had 1 or 2 of their own teeth.
But Rick lives.
House
10 minutes out that way.
Okay.
he's into it.
There
He's
was
into it. Okay.
so
So he's
ba-
that is a
when I walked into the bar.
yeah.
Like, not only did it time stand still, not only did the music stop, not only did everybody look at me, but actually she was pouring beer and the beer stopped.
Oh my god.
And they were like, now from now on these parts, are you, honey?
That's funny.
So, no, it was nice. So we
You went the wrong way to get to culture. You got to go east.
So, that was lovely. We went out there,
Yeah.
we had a beer. His daughter was working there. So, we did that, came into town and played the new. Oh, I forgot I was about to spill my beans there.
I was gonna say, don't say that.
Yeah, drag that one back in.
Yeah. Luckily, Blake's here to correct you.
Yeah, and then we.
Rob's
And
like,
as
what
I
did he
say,
almost say?
cover it this morning underneath the Capitol building. It's nice. I like it. It's nice, clean, fresh, and there's a little bit of sun. You see, we've said goodbye to that for this year and the first half of next in the UK. So if I want sun between now and May, I need to come to the US or I need to go to somewhere else. And
Temperature wasn't bad either. Like on the way up, it's 88 here today,
It's
and then it'll be what, the 40s tonight?
Yeah,
50s?
It'll be high 40s, low
Yeah.
50s tonight, and the next
Yeah.
few nights.
I mean, that's
but it's
cold for
not
me.
the whole week.
25 to 28 degrees centigrade for all of you listening on the other side of the pond.
Yeah.
And dropping down to about 15 degrees later in the evening.
And you were just in Southern California, right? So like that's
Yeah.
the best
Wow.
best weather in the
Ended
planet.
up in
San
Phoenix.
Diego is the best.
Can't you tell?
Phoenix.
Yeah, I can tell. He's got his arms
He's
are all
from Britain
tan.
and he has a suntan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's got all his teeth. So is he really British?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Veneers.
Gentleman.
I've been to Turkey, got them done along my hair.
But it's a cool venue, right? We got the river, and if you want to walk the river, you can. You walk that way. You can go. To,
Yeah,
like
if you stay at
there's
the
a lot of
Doubletree,
cool
it's
stuff.
just a little John over
there's
the river
a strip club across the street. Just FYI.
I wasn't trying to mention that. You know, my wife might listen to this podcast.
Sure.
She might be there.
Sure.
Can or may not be able to confirm that they'll charge the credit card as brown bag lunch. Why
for-
Ronnie spent
There's a-
$1,400 on
Yeah, I
brown
know,
bag
well,
lunches,
I was
I'm
like-
not sure.
Well,
But-
that's the booth cost, Ronnie.
There's a lot of stuff to do right here, though. Obviously, you got the Capitol, but you have the Impression 5 Museum, which is like a science museum, and then they have an R.E. Oldsmobile Museum.
Yeah.
Just
He's trying to sell us this place. It's almost
Yeah,
like he's a
I
local,
mean,
isn't it?
it's pretty awesome.
It's like it's
So
all
if you
right,
like cars, if you don't like American cars, it's not really for you.
But Rob is from Lansing.
Yeah,
and
born
he
and
is
raised.
Lansing like through and through. And
Lansing
every
High-
time he comes here, it's nothing but nostalgia for him. When
Yeah.
he sees
We're seeing what's
building he
depressing like
remembers.
is like no longer nice.
Right.
The roads are like, yeah.
Full
The
of
roads are terrible here. They are
We were gonna
really
fix
bad.
those, you know.
I told my mom, I was like, good Lord. I was like, these roads are, I mean, Memphis is bad enough, but these are really bad.
There's a guy who's actually started filling in some of them.
Like on his own, with his own concrete.
He's a contractor. He'll bring extra concrete, and just dump it in the potholes.
It's
It's the city
you want to
of
break
it.
your wheels, man. You drive here in Lansing.
Yeah.
So what are you guys doing this weekend? You're in leaving tomorrow night?
No, so I'm here tomorrow. So we've got 4 days tomorrow, Saturday. So tomorrow, Saturday we've got the Kings of War tournament going on, and tomorrow night we've got a Kings of War exclusive little event,
Special event
tickle
thing.
with a little bit of fourth action. So
Yeah.
we've got a D8s ready. We've got a
I was
command
going to
dice
say
ready.
I ran out and bought about 300 D8s, so we should be good.
Yeah.
and we're going to let you 3D print those. So.
Yeah, actually, what you need to do is, I know a lot of people like the D12s that are actually D6s, where it's 1, 1, 2, 2. That's what we need.
You need that. And some
It
D20s
just
as
pisses
well.
people off. They're
Yeah.
like, what the hell is that?
And it never stops.
They don't
going.
roll right. They're all janky. I'm talking to Dustin Howard here, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're janky.
But no, I think it's going to be a blast. We're going to do our normal routine, do the tournament games.
We go to
It's all
Lansing Brewery tomorrow night,
fighting and-
like we
and-
always do, and then come back and
We
do
go to
some-
Lansing Brewery, come back, and we're
Yeah.
going to see.
I mean,
fourth
it's right
edition.
around the corner.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you guys staying at the Doubletree? Right across? Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Walk across. Is the bridge working?
Yep.
Some years
Skywalk.
it doesn't work, right? Like it's closed.
They did construction on it. Was it 2 years ago?
Yeah.
And it's
It's
all
open.
renovated and actually nice
Yeah.
and cool because it's air conditioned now.
Yeah.
When before it wasn't really working.
Right, boys. So anyway, we will
Yeah.
get a little chat tomorrow and give you some insight.
Very
from
exciting.
Listening. So, everyone's excited about fourth so far. I think you had an SEO and Matt on. Did you?
We did. That was great. I think both of them were really candid and stuff. It was good. Yeah, I think.
Kyle and I got to listen to it on the way down.
Yeah.
We took your advice and listened to it on the way down.
Yeah, I just listened to it. Yeah, we'll get them on again at some point.
Yeah.
Get some more
Yeah.
stuff when we get closer
Yeah,
to launch.
me or Kyle will come on and do some of the other stuff. Obviously, I can't talk rules. I've
Yeah.
no idea.
Well, you don't. Well, actually, every time you talk to me about it, to anybody about it, the next thing, like within 5 minutes, I get a DM from Kyle P, and it says, "Rob, he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Here's the real thing.
Correct. That's not the rules.
He's
That's
correcting.
That's the second
So,
edition.
Part of me goes, "Oh, maybe this is just like
that's-
subterfuge,
yeah.
like throwing me off."
Yeah.
But no, I think legitimately, you may not know.
No idea.
Remember, Alicio even said it. You don't listen to the podcast, but he said you don't design rules. You think about it by feel.
Yeah.
You want to make the game feel right. It's not. We
And
can't.
that's how we do it. What would happen if this happened?
Exactly.
You know, I'm standing there next to the dwarfs, standing in the unit, thinking, right, it's going to smash into something. So we will catch up.
We'll catch up tomorrow. All right, we're back. It's late night, but we're with a cavalcade of Minnesotans. So we're with Jesse Berglund from the Twin Cities, right?
Yeah, I live in Minneapolis.
And we got way up there in Duluth, Donnie Croce, who hasn't been around in a little while. And then we got our has-been, who's been on a couple times already, Andy.
Yeah, who's that?
Yeah, that's right. But Donnie, where the hell you been at?
I've been building a house, father-in-law and me and some other stuff, and finally got moved in there a little under 2 weeks ago, so that project is poured the slab July last year and moved in now. So yeah, that's been quite the push.
That's awesome. You enjoyed the new house and everything's like, did you build a hobby room?
Yeah, there's like an extra bedroom that's got like my painting and stuff and all that sort of stuff. It's shared with my wife. But yeah, it's got all the paints and all of the hobby stuff is set up to get on to the next project there for sure.
So we're joined by Kara, who's I was talking to Andy on the way up, like old guard, people that have been here since like the first edition, playing at Adepticon. Me, you, Mark, Shannon.
Yep.
So what have you been up to, Kara?
Working. Back to work. After I get my health a little more straightened away. That's going well. And teaching full time again, so that's a good thing.
Yeah. How's Amy?
She's doing good. She's not up here. She's doing other.
But it's nice. You have your hobbies, and she has her hobbies, and they don't always have to. The Venn diagram doesn't always have to cross.
It doesn't have to cross it completely, right?
Yeah.
But she's a gamer too, so it's all good.
Are you playing this weekend?
What's that?
Are you playing this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, this is exciting! So I think you were here last year, and we played. I think at one point. So, and what did you bring? Trident Realms again?
No, I brought Rift Orcs.
Rift Forge Orcs.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah.
I have a new army ready to hit the table soon that Jeff Franz helped me with. He painted up some of the models for me.
Nice.
Having trouble with the fingers.
I understand.
But he painted them up, but they did not get based in time for this event.
So the next event. When's your next event?
We're gonna do Workings probably.
Yeah, that's in November.
Yeah, but I think they're Pirate Ogres. They're gonna expand my Pirate Ogre army.
Awesome.
And that's gonna be probably I'm gonna hold it and get it ready for 4th edition.
Maybe we talk about that. You just kick us off, Jesse. I mean, 4th edition's on the horizon. I don't know about you, but like my motivation to build the new army is kind of slow until let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. I'm the same way right now. I mean, I'm still playing my Twilight Kin even after they nerfed them last year, but hopefully get some good stuff out of it.
Yeah. Well, you at least didn't play 9 regiments of Wranglers, at least, right? You know, come on.
Nothing like that. I was doing, 3 hordes and 3 regiments of the Impalers, and yeah, nobody liked that.
No. What about you, Donnie? How's your motivation for armies?
Well, I've been through a lot of edition changes, so it doesn't quite affect me quite as much.
Are you saying you're old? Is that what I'm hearing? You're old?
I heard, yeah.
That's what I heard too, Kara.
Long journeyed.
Long journeyed.
Yeah. Well, you go all the way back to Warhammer, right? So, I mean...
Yeah, Warhammer's very very early Warhammer 6th edition is when I got started, and then Mage Knight before that.
Mage Knight. That's not one I haven't heard in a while.
Mage Knight?
Yeah, Mage Knight was my original war game.
That was my war game, too.
Yeah.
The Mage Knight, was that a board game?
Clicks game.
It was Clicks.
It was actually what HeroClix came from. The Mage Knight was the system is the system that HeroClix.
I just remember people buying really cheap terrain that was Mage Knight terrain, and people would use it on their tables.
Well, yeah, and it's like how I originally got into it. It was actually the first pre-painted miniatures out there. Right. And so when I was playing D&D.
Was that like a WizKids game as well?
Yeah, exactly, okay. Yeah. And so, yeah, that was how I had gotten into wargaming. And then, ironically, I got into Warhammer Fantasy not because of anything else other than I started working on the road, and Mage Knight was on Tuesday nights and Warhammer Fantasy was on Friday nights. And that's the entire cascade that brought me into wargaming.
Yeah. So right now, are you ready to build another army, or you're just in a holding pattern waiting?
I'm building a bunch of things up. Excuse me. Once I get got my hobby table back and set up at the new house and everything. And so, yeah, I've got a bunch of Twilight Kin and Basilean stuff out there. I mean, at this point, I've got like a half dozen fully Mantic armies. And so, like, continuing the hobby into any of those armies gives me a ton of options. You know, I haven't been like a mono faction.
No, you are not mono faction at all
for a long time. So that
hobby ADD may be a better way to describe you, because every time I see him, he's got a different army.
Well, what did you bring this week?
I'm Goblet. Yeah, I brought Goblins to kind of finish out third.
I brought Goblins too, Kara.
Did you?
Yes, I know.
There's like 3 Goblin players.
Yeah, and Kyle Ritchie has Goblins as well.
And is Shannon going to be here too?
You know, I don't know. I swear to God, it must have been a ghost, but I swear I saw him, but I don't think he's coming. What are you working on now? So you're working on your Pirate Ogres to add some more stuff, and then what's next after that?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I might look at the new army coming out.
Yeah.
I do kind of know what's coming.
Yeah.
I was on the playtest group. Can't say any more than that. But it's
gonna be a fun army. I think people are gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I think so.
If they take it in the spirit in which it's intended, it's a fun army.
It's something that we really haven't had before.
Yeah.
So it's something a little different, and I think that's fun.
Yeah. What about you, Andy? Are you building any armies right now?
I actually have 2 army projects going on right now.
Oh yeah, you told us you're building Seraphon.
Yeah,
right?
One of them Salamanders.
Yeah.
Using some of the...
Because he's that guy.
Yeah, some of the Seraphon.
Works in a game store, doesn't want to support the product. Terrible.
Yeah, totally.
Terrible human being he is.
And I have 4 mega army boxes of dwarfs that I eventually need to get put together. So,
yeah, I'm just sort of waiting.
Yeah.
Painting stuff that you know is going to be good still. Like, you can always paint, like if you just paint Ogre Warriors, like just basic stuff that you know it's not getting busted. And
I can't give Mr. Chops too bad about goblins, because I just bought a goblins army for champions.
Fantastic. Oh, and that model, the Mop-Up character, it's the Juggernaut suit, and he's shooting and it's got the one grabbing his leg. It's just it's a cool model. So, what are your thoughts on 4th edition?
Yeah, I'm excited. I think the game needs a little bit of a freshening up at this point. We've been in, 3rd edition for 5 years now?
2019.
Yeah.
And then 3.5 is 2021, I think? So, yeah.
So, I'm optimistic. Whatever it is, it's just change. Change is good.
Yeah, it's funny because we've been talking, like, the people that had started with first edition to 2nd edition was all positive, but it was a huge change. Literally unit types were eliminated from the game. Fair enough, right? You don't want to have to rebase your heroes, but we've been through the war with 1st edition because it was like, oh, this unit's gone, that size is gone.
Yeah, we just don't do that anymore.
And I think they've done a pretty good job of trying to limit actually messing with people's armies.
I think everything's going to be able to be used as something. It just may not be what you ideally maybe want.
Well, I'll say this. If you're the person that has a bunch of specialist units and you've got 9 of them, whatever that is, you're probably not going to be able to field that many. Or if you have a lot of shooting, shooting is changing, right? So you're not going to knock units out via shooting anymore unless you devastate them. So you're probably not going to want to have a full gun line. We'll see. I could be completely off base. People are like, I'll just devastate them and then I'll just route them. That's
and then
fine.
Send a little guy in and knock him over.
Exactly. Get them almost to death.
Yeah, it seems like some of the previews are showing maybe building spam lists aren't going to be the thing anymore.
And that's what we wanted, right? I think for me, that was my number one thing. We wanted to fix the army construction, and just some of us, myself included, does not have any self-restraint sometimes. So it's good to enforce self-restraint on me by saying, you don't need 9 war engines, or you don't need, whatever, take your pick.
You don't need 4 hordes of siege breakers?
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
that was me. But to be fair, Jeff Shilkin took it and went even, he made it better and worse at the same time, right? So, I felt like I only had 2 warlocks. So I was like, that's how I slept at night. I got 4 Siegefrieder hordes, but I only have 2 warlocks, so not that bad, am I?
And it's whatever happens in the game. There's going to be people who are going to find ways to break it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. I think I've read some criticism that oh, there's not enough playtesters. It's it doesn't. You never have enough playtesters. You could have 1,000 people. The reality is, when that game is released, you're going to have, let's just say, 10,000 people play that game, and they're going to find stuff that a small playtest group, even if it's 100 people, you didn't get to those edge cases. That stuff is, and that's why you do the best you can.
Right.
Well, and that's, part of the beauty on the horror of wargaming, of course, is that, it's not chess. It's not 2 evenly, completely matched sides that are identical pieces. It's an army list building aspect game where we can do our own creativity. And if you're going to have a game like that, it's, no matter how hard you try, it's going to be impossible to 100% balance it.
Right.
You can get it to a point where it's workable for everybody and most everybody's happy with it, but it's never going to be perfect, and people...
And you're just going to adjust. It's like you're listening to radio in your car, and you want to EQ it, right? I need a little more bass, or there's always room for adjustments. And I do like the fact that, Alicio said, hey, we're going to get the rules right, and if the rules and the pricing formulas are all correct, then you can then add different armies on top of that. And I think that's where the adjustments are going to be, is probably on the army list. Is this unit a core? Is this unit supposed to be a specialist? And I will say, maybe you guys can touch on this. When I first read the army construction rules, I didn't understand it at all. I was like, wait, what? You take 2 core and you get a specialist and an auxiliary? Very confusing. But I've read it a few times, and I think I get it now. What are your thoughts on the
It's a little bit to wrap your head around. It helped a little to do Warpath.
Yeah, because it's similar unit types and stuff.
I think the builder is going to make a big difference for people
Companion.
that is going to make sure that you can do it right without having to necessarily know every little intricacy. It's going to help you double check yourself and
right.
And just like using any sort of tool like that, you want to know what's behind it, but you also want to make sure you did it right.
Yeah.
So you're not going to show up with bad lists.
Absolutely. You don't even know. Andy doesn't even know. He's been completely ignoring all of the news. He just wants to go in fresh, and then when he gets it, then he can feel self-righteous and go, "You mother effers, you screwed up my army." But no.
Probably.
Yeah, I'll have Check Fanatics about a week after release. I'll be banned probably.
Right. Well, what are your guys' thoughts on the army construction?
I would love to just see a preview of it. Take a list, something of other.
Your wishes are command. We're doing that tomorrow, right? They're going to give us some of the new lists, and we're going to play them tomorrow night, 4th edition.
We're going to get some preview stuff.
Yeah. But to your point, I'm a visual learner, so I need to actually see the army construction and understand. Also, the $1 million thing is you can tell me how to build it, but I don't know what's going to be core. I don't know how they're going to define the different units. And also, I found it interesting. We don't have a regular units anymore, but certain unit types will have limits. You can you need certain things to unlock them, but you can have 3, you can have 4. So they're giving themselves the ability to really, if there's a problem, they will bring they will make them unique.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like, good lists like goblins, it's like even goblin players don't want to see 6 sharp stick throwers in a 2,000 point list. It's
100%.
It's just, nobody wants to see that in the game. And so that's completely understandable. And again, yeah, like the companion.
And would you take 5?
If I can. If there's a special character, I'm gonna whatever the limit is. I mean, the limit's there for a reason.
Exactly. Again, self-restraint. I don't always have self-restraint.
My pirate ogres have 3 warlocks and nom-nom. I can't jump.
Yeah, no.
So,
But I mean, it's like the companion too is one of those big things. It's it's like sometimes it's like having been a 3rd edition playtester and having gone through that whole thing. It's like as a playtester, you don't have all the same tools that we're going to have on launch. It's like when we were testing 3rd edition and we were doing all that. We're doing this off from Excel spreadsheets and Word documents and everything like that. And so we were having to do a lot more background work and things like that a typical player upon actual launch isn't going to have to deal with, especially with like army building. And that sort of thing. It makes it a lot easier. And while it may not seem completely intuitive out of the box, just like looking at the chart, once you start clicking into companion, you're like, oh, I need another rabble horde. I need another unit of Basilian paladins. It's going to be pretty intuitive and people are going to pick it up really fast by trial and error. Like once the release happens, like I don't have any fear of that being a huge issue once people actually have it in the companion to use.
I think it'll be interesting when we take our existing lists and we apply the new rules and just see what is changing. Because I mean, Matt Gilbert said 85% of your list should be okay, but like there's going to be that 15%, and it's probably those specific instances where you've got 4, 5, 6 of a unit.
Well, and people keep locking on that number that Matt said. I'm not sure I necessarily even think that it's that serious because when he said 85%, he said he had looked at like 200 or 300 tournament lists.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling like that 15%, some of that's going to be skewed off on a few lists.
Correct. Like so the number's bigger for some lists.
A lot of lists are going to have 95 to 100% of their lists that are going to be fine. And maybe you have to modify 50 or 100 points off your list.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that small of a change. I mean, it might not be as effective because the rules are going to be different and we're all going to have to deal with like rearranging our lists and that sort of thing for sure. But like a lot of these lists aren't going to be, you're not going to be, if you don't want to, you're not going to have to rebuild half your army and still have it be playable from everything that I've seen.
It shouldn't be much different than rage listing on the way home from an event where you have to redesign your army, because you lost that game or something. Well, Jesse wins too much for that, maybe.
Well, not anymore since they nerfed my Twilight game last year.
Yeah, that on that ride home where you're already got your phone out and you're
like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
Well, there's a benefit to that, and that is you no longer have to plan for playing against those SKU lists either in your list design. So,
Because theoretically, the balanced armies should be what comes out of that new army process, right?
Yeah, like you're not going to play 10 Void Skiff regiments anymore.
Right.
Or have
Well,
to
we can
consider
hope.
that. Or, yeah. Oh, Void Skiffs are core.
Hey, so does that put Keith Monica out of a job? Because he always like, well, I'm just playing this to get the RC's attention.
Well, then he's going to
Which
find
I-
a new aspect to his job.
Right. They'll have to find a new thing to work on.
Which on my army painting schedule right now is actually painting up like 15 Void Skiffs.
Fantastic.
I know.
And, you know,
Well, 3 through a regiment, that's only 5 units. That's fine, right? It's fine.
and that's an interesting point too with
only
like
put two.
list construction.
Oh, you're fine.
And that's an interesting point with like list construction stuff, and like that sort of thing. Like preparing for a SKU list has never really been a problem for me, because like when I list build, I'm actually trying to list build towards a list that can win the objectives. And, you know, if I happen to randomly run into some sort of army that I can't deal with at all, sure. But even SKU lists, if you build an army towards winning the objectives, most of the time SKU lists aren't going to necessarily knock your
They'll kill
army
you.
list
They kill
building
you.
off.
They don't necessarily win.
Yeah, but I
hold the
mean,
points
you know, it's the whole thing of like, yeah, like if you can kill, but I mean, if, you know, any kind of a list that you're building to be able to win those objectives, to either kill them first or to be survivable enough to be able to win those objectives, should be able to handle a SKU list in most cases.
Yeah.
It's just that if you have a problem dealing with a particular aspect of something like that, and then it's repeated 10 times, that's frustrating, and I can completely understand that and why it needs to go away. But as a list building standpoint, if you're trying to build like a balanced list, personally, I don't necessarily try to counter other lists. I try to focus on winning the objective with a list building, and try to build a list that's focused on winning the objective. And maybe that's some of the reason why I don't like score as high at attrition even with goblins as some of these events, is because like I've always kind of been an objective focused player more than just trying to build something that is the most lethal list out there from an attrition standpoint. But
that's fair.
But yeah.
Do you guys think we need 4th edition? Because I was thinking of like a month ago. I was like, well, do we really need 4th edition? Like, do we need rule changes? And I've had a couple moments that I talked about on the podcast where like it just clicked like, yeah, this is, I don't know how a new player, I had an example where you had 4 monsters basically going into one unit. It's like, all right, well, these guys can't cross paths. These guys have to go the direct line. They have to share the frontage. And like it took us like 15 minutes to figure out how to put the models in the thing. And I'm like, I've been playing for 15 years, right? Like, how does somebody that's just been playing for like 6 months, it blows their head up. So I've really come around like, yeah, we do need, I've always thought we had a problem with the army construction, but like just rules in general, cleanliness and stuff. So what were your guys' maybe start with you, Kara, like what were your thoughts about, do we need, you know, the change?
I wasn't sure, but it's building on me. I think Jesse's comment earlier about how long it's been and how the rules might be getting a little stale, and just mixing it up a little bit more than maybe we have in the past, like we did with from 1st to 2nd. Maybe that's just something that needs to happen once in a while.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is getting a little more challenging with new players and stuff. And new additions always help.
Yeah, I did like the fact he just talked about, Alicia talked about, like, it's not just some changes, but just cleaning up the rules. So we have very basic rules that are very clean, and they don't have any edge cases in them. And then you tack on this is the rule. Yeah. And then in the advanced rule, we'll tell you how you can break it or how you can do different things. So, Jesse, same question to you.
Yeah. I think it does need a refresh, and I mean, something to just change the meta of the game, because of, I mean, if we just keep on a same edition, you know, what are we going to do?
Is it Alan Beaner's fault? Let's just ask. Is it Alan Beaner's fault or George O'Connell? George O'Connell. Well, he's the boogeyman.
It is part of the meta, you know, and maybe this is just what I see with a lot of the elite players is I think there's the large infantry heroes is one of those that
they score and they're nimble and
they're nimble
and they're
have
good.
A lot of attacks. A lot of them are defense 5, high nerve, and they're just really good. And a lot of people gravitate towards that because they can do a lot with that. And you know, not every army is equal.
Has access to that stuff
in what they're able to build out of that.
I wonder, on that note, you know, with individuals, in particular characters going to 40s and 50 millimeter bases, if we're going to is that the end of individuals? And are all these characters that we used to take that were individuals now going to score? We'll see. Have unit strength? I don't know.
And that's what I anticipate.
Yeah, that would make sense, right? You got a big base.
Yeah, and it's like one particular faction that I don't play as much anymore, but I still like to play occasionally, and it dates back to my Warhammer days, is the undead thing. And that's always been the rough thing with vampires, is that vampires are these super expensive, extremely powerful character that's really cool and a lot of fun with, and I would use them a ton in casual games, but they're not an ogre, they don't score. But like in all,
they used
fantasy
to
narratives,
when we didn't have unit strength, and the points were based on dominate was based on how many points you put in the middle.
Yeah, and so
but now it's on a 40 millimeter base.
Yeah, so exactly. So like a vampire, being able to act like a character is going to make a vampire character significantly more playable in an undead list.
Yeah.
To be useful, because it was just a lot of points to spend on something that didn't help you win the game. And so opening up more things like that could extremely be helpful, because it's like, how many Basilean lists do you see bringing foot paladins and things like that right now? But if they're able to block up stuff, get extra attacks for flanks, and different things like that, which we don't know any of that for sure yet, but it seems to be trending potentially in that direction. We're going to probably see the rise of that former individual character back into the game a little bit more, I think. And frankly, charging an individual is one of the most complicated things in the current set that exists. And because people don't take them very often, it becomes a rare circumstance that confuses the hell out of new players. Mm-hmm. Like it's definitely one of the worst aspects of trying to teach a new player how to play the game. It's like,
you make contact, you'll have them close the door to you, you adjust your unit to the individual. It is a and then the fact that individuals break a lot of the rules. Oh, you get a free reform before you do anything in every phase.
Well, and they can't block. You can charge right through them.
You can just ignore them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that come from other systems are really surprised by that one.
Yeah, you can play 10 different experienced players and have 10 different rulings with individuals. Unfortunately. But, yeah, I think that's the case.
And from the hobby aspect, I think putting individuals 40 millimeter, 50 millimeter bases is going to
be awesome.
Going to mean you're going to have some brilliant depictions, because only so much you can do on a tiny 20 by 20.
100%. Is there any rules that they've hinted at that you're not sure about? Is there anything you're like, I mean, I've heard some people complain about the only 2 units fighting on a facing right, but is there anything in particular you want to touch on?
The 2 unit on a facing thing, to me personally, other than a few extreme examples like a bunch of ogre heroes or something, I could see
or 4 monsters.
Or monsters or something. there are a few examples out there, but the vast majority of the time, you're not unless there is an individual involved, which doesn't exist anymore. You weren't charging 3 units into a flank anyway. Like that didn't happen super frequently, unless you had a particular type of list like ogres that had a bunch of 40 millimeter heroes or something like that. And so that's not going to affect most games. I feel like. The biggest effect that I can see, unless there's some sort of rules tweak to it, is I feel like short-range shooting is going to be massively disappearing from the game. Because with shooting being something that you use to soften targets and or waver them, short-range shooting is a lot like close combat right now, especially like in Goblin lists with like war trombones and those sorts of things. And if you have to do so much more damage to be able to devastate and take them off the table, things like war trombones might be.
You don't have enough time.
Effective in the game.
You don't have 2 shots. You don't have 2 turns to shoot them. You have 1, right, or whatever.
Yeah, and so while I'm not as fearful as shooting overall in the game as some people are. I think that there's particular aspects of the shooting that might change significantly, which doesn't bug me a ton, because again, whenever you get an addition change, you're getting meta changes and some different stuff like that. But that's one aspect I haven't heard people diffuse a little bit, is I feel like anything under 18-inch range is going to potentially have a very different place in the game than it does right now.
It's almost like I would probably use it for cleanup. Right? Somebody's broke,
Well, but even cleanup, it doesn't work anymore, because, before it was like if something had a bunch of wounds on it and you shoot it with a war trombone and now you need double force to break it, you're not going to.
No, you got to devastate them.
You got to devastate it. And so, like, even cleanup, like, I feel like short range shooting and lightning bolt and that sort of thing is going to have a very different aspect to the game than it does right now. I mean, I don't think long range shooting is affected as much as people fear, but like that short range shooting definitely will be.
Well, I mean, the argument
so far.
Yeah, I mean the modifiers where you're +1 to hit if you halt.
Spells like Mind Fog and
That's a question. You were talking about that on the way up, right, Andy? I mean, what does that do? Because
that's all that it does.
That's all it does. So I guess if you beat the route value, you waiver them. That's it, right?
Yeah.
And it's got shattering. So
what's that?
So then, what does Fearless do for you now? Like
everybody's fearless,
right?
Yeah, there's no wavering. Maybe they'll take the Fearless and increase the Fearless unit's nerve or something,
or they'll say a Fearless unit just never wavers.
Right. Wait, but as of right now, the only way you can waiver somebody is in shooting, right? And if you hit the route value, but you didn't devastate them, then they're wavered. Is there wavering in combat? Because Fury's no longer a thing. They've taken Fury out and they've replaced it with Retaliate, I think, which I don't really know.
break the NDA because I don't.
I understand.
Well, and is that Retaliate rule similar to what the dwarves have, for the...
Oh, like more the, what is it called? The one where they get the Crushing Streak, the one on the countercharge? Well, the countercharge doesn't exist anymore. It's gone. There's no countercharge. So for me, the rule that I'm most... I ask you guys, which rule are you concerned about? Do you guys have any other ones before we move on?
I was going to say what I really like is that you're able to split up your attacks.
Exactly what I was going to say, because I wanted to transition that. Being able to allocate attacks, divide it up against units, it doesn't matter that you can't turn necessarily a countercharge. Because now if you're hit on two faces, you can't turn, right? But you can still, before you'd be hit by two units, and you're like, well, I can hit this guy or that guy, right? And what if they're both beat up? And you're like, now I can get 10 and 10 and actually maybe knock out both units. I'm like, this is great.
Or knock out neither because you got risky.
Correct. Or that's Rob's move, right? Like, totally not allocate the dice correctly. And it's like, I put the mop ups that I gave him on the wrong unit. Oh, crap.
Or you allocate 3 attacks to something because you think, okay, that's all it takes, and you totally whiff.
Yeah.
I guess the one thing that concerns me a tad bit, the 1 inch rule movement.
Yeah.
And the moving by part doesn't bother me so much because I think that cleans up a lot of things. But the being able to stop within an inch of a unit potentially creates some spacing and visual issues, I think, that are going to take some getting used to. Because I'm not really bothered by just being able to march by some unit or whatever, because there's always some cheeky things that you could do where you could tilt your unit just slightly and then somebody couldn't march between that unit and the building and all those sorts of things. And that stuff going away doesn't bother me so much. But being able to potentially run your unit right up against another unit or put the corner there without charging, I feel like there's a few...
You're going to be able to stop people from moving.
Dirty things.
Right? So before you go an inch away and maybe the unit's the right shape to be able to pivot and move away. But now I can put it right up next to you. And unless you're square, you're done. Right? I mean, I shouldn't say that. Most of the units have nimble essentially now, right? So they have that. But even if you're nimble, if I'm right up next to you, you're not pivoting because you're going to end that pivot on top of me.
Yeah, and there's definitely some cool defensive things that you're going to be able to do with that, because it's a lot of times I don't even want to attack with my rabble because they're so worthless at attacking that I just sit there and hinder. Now with a rabble horde, you can just march them right up against somebody in terrain. You can move them right up against them in terrain, and then they charge you and they're going to be hindered.
Correct.
Because they didn't charge you. And so there's definitely some tactics that are going to be useful for that. It's more for me, it's just a visual clean, aspect of if you move up and you just touch the corner, you pivot and you touch your corner and you're touching the other unit, or you're I'm moving this up against this, but I'm not charging. Well, I feel like there could be some weird,
and I can't remember who
spacing that people have to get used to. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a big deal, but there's a little bit of a visual thing. We're
on the live stream. Dylan Scribner brought up. He's like, okay, when you move, if you're engaging somebody that you didn't charge, you're actually not engaged. You actually have to show that you're not engaged. And so he's like, well, what's different between doing it an inch or a millimeter? It's the same thing. You still have to show you're not engaged. So that piece, I think to your point, I think that piece is going to be muddy for a little bit while we figure that out. The moving around units and stuff, I think it's a welcome change because I'm probably the biggest. You can't do that because you're within an inch of you know what I mean? Now it's just do what you want.
And especially with goblins, that's a huge tactic with rabble is to be able to move rabble around so that people can't charge your war trombones and all kinds of other stuff. So it's definitely a tactical aspect that people have to get used to.
Yeah.
The other interesting one is the withdraw rule, how that's going to affect it, where you have to take a nerve test to resolve.
And even if you do, you can't charge.
Well, but it kind of fixes a problem where,
you don't have to wear them if you don't want to.
I can hear you.
Yeah, then you're fine.
But when you're running a chaff army, your whole point is you want that chaff unit to die, and then your opponent double ones it.
Yeah.
And you're stuck, and that what you really wanted to happen was that chaff unit to die. So whatever you have behind it, your cavalry unit or siege breakers or whatever, do that counter charge into the other unit. Well, now you can say, well, I'm going to withdraw with the intent to fail that nerve roll so that chaff unit's gone. So you can make that.
That's
charge.
a very interesting point. So if you fail it, you take a nerve test, and if you fail it, you just rout.
You're routed.
Run away.
Yep.
Huh.
Leave it
That's-
to Jesse to figure that cool thing out.
That's interesting. See, this is why you guys are here, because you guys are coming up with the new tactics, your emerging tactics
Yes.
with Donnie, Kara, and Jesse. It could be a new segment
That's a
on the
neat
podcast,
idea.
right?
I like that.
Yeah.
Because how many times have you been blocked up by your horrible chaff unit?
Oh, a huge number. I mean, I think everyone. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I put them too close. Now I can't charge my tyrants because the Ember Sprites are right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, here you go. Have them. Yeah.
Oh, look, they're dead now. Yay!
Yeah. Any other stuff from what's been leaked? I mean, it's been a very slow drip, right? I mean, maybe not slow, but the amount of what they're telling us is very limited, right? They're trying to be more controlled with their release of information, which I applaud them for, because if I'm being honest, sometimes like Mantic this opens the fire hose and it's done in a...
Well, we'll see what we find out once Rodney has beers tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. To be fair, Ronnie was on earlier and he was very tight-lipped. I was surprised. I was like, No, but he hadn't had any alcohol on him yet. So.
But we're going to learn a lot tomorrow when we get to watch it.
I'm excited. What I'm really excited about is play the game, and then we come over here after we played the game, and we're like, okay, what did we just hear? What did we just see? And because we're not all going to play, but there'll be people playing, right? And it'll just be interesting to see. And I think they've got 2 of the new lists from the enhanced book. I think that's what he said.
So is Michigan GT? Is this actually going to be the first public debut of a game?
I don't know. They have a playtest game session up in Nottingham at some point, and I think at Clash of Kings they did maybe privately show some people. So, but it's cool. Just weird circumstance, right? That Ronnie was in California working with some licensees. Obviously, we figured that out, right? Skybound and the Halo franchise, right? Actually, Halo was up in Seattle, but so, and he came here, and we weren't even going to bring all our stuff, and they're like, "No, you need to bring your stuff because we want to do a demo." And from what I understand, we're going to see stuff that I'm not going to be able to publish for some time. Like, we're going to see some stuff. You will see some stuff that I can't, we're going to record it, we're going to talk about it, but some of that stuff's going to have to wait until they're ready.
Yeah.
They have an embargo down. Some of it, though, is,
Yeah.
and I assume it's mostly the list things they don't want me to talk about, but the 4th edition stuff, I think we're free to talk. And they'll work with me to
and
figure
as
out.
the slow drip thing goes, sometimes the slow drip can be annoying because you don't get the complete picture, and you can't read all the rules. But the other thing is that if they just say, "Oh, 4th edition is coming in 2 months," and then they don't give us anything for 2 months, then nobody can do anything, and nobody really knows anything, and then everybody's frozen in their hobby. And so, there's really no good way to completely roll out the new edition. So I understand that they need to slow drip it out to kind of keep everybody engaged to some extent and to be able to get this information out a little bit until the full release happens.
Hype. You got to hype it.
The hype is definitely what it's all,
Yeah.
And that's the huge advantage.
I think the real hype for me, though, is always the models. I've talked about this a bunch of times, but we went to a thing and we did at a comic book convention, we demoed a bunch of stuff, and it was clear the people coming to the game, they didn't give two about the rules. What brought them to the table was, that's a cool looking XYZ, right? And whether it was AOS or 40K or whatever, it's just and for me, that's me. This new army's coming out, I am ready. Or if they got my Commodon for the Salamanders finally, because Salamanders is going full digital. They've supposedly sculpted the missing pieces, so maybe they'll give me Fleabag riders for goblins at some point. Oh, that'd be amazing. We've been asking for years, and they have the rustic ones that are in my ogre army, but they're not. Let's be honest, they're not very good. They were good 12 years ago when they made them, but I'm ready for some hard plastic.
Yeah, they're a bit dated, but yeah.
Donnie's so nice. He's from Minnesota. They're just a bit dated. No, they're garbage, Donnie. They're literally garbage.
Yeah.
Have you
they
seen
were
the
rough
first
putting
edition
together.
of the Basilian?
Yes, the women. So Andrew Sherman. I kickstarted that army, and a guy here, and I was like, I know Bob Naismith sculpted these, but this is a hot mess, and I just gave the whole thing away. Their fists were as big as their head, and they just look bad.
They were great.
So I'm excited. I think at some point, Basileans is coming up. They're not in the first book, right? The first book's Trident Realm Salamanders, Halflings, and the new army. But when the Basileans come, I think we're gonna. I don't know, but I'm guessing. I think we're gonna get some new Alohi and some cool new. I think because those Alohi need to go too, right? I mean, they're fine, but again, they're rustic, and I would prefer some cool hard plastic because their new stuff is freaking great. The Northern Alliance stuff, the Twilight Kin.
Mine from first edition?
Yeah. Oh.
I did head swaps on them.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Some of those first edition models, like the Undead, still kind of hold up.
Yeah.
But some of them. The worst thing in the world is you'll be at an event.
It seems like the goal with Mantic is to try to make all the armies a little more unique too from other fantasy lines and such in the long run.
I was listening to a different podcast and they were talking about what about a thing like Kingdoms of Men, because there's always been a prevalent understanding, theory, hypothesis within the community that that's the generic human army and we're never going to make models. And I think he did say that. Ronnie did say that 10 years ago. But on that cast, they said. Nothing's off the table. Like if they want to, if they have a unique way to spin Kingdoms of Men, because your point, they're putting their thumbprint on it now. So Uncharted Empires is a thing of the past. These aren't corollaries for most. You take Twilight Kin, they're certainly not Dark Elves anymore.
Yeah, and that was what really excited me when they made the change.
Yeah, that mix it up. Something
they actually made them unique.
Yeah, and they're very unique in the world of Panathor.
And 3D printing and that sort of thing is going to open that avenue up a massive amount more too, because it's cheaper if Mantic just wants to dip their toe into randomly making a Kingdoms of Men chariot unit or making a few heroes.
How awesome would that be, though? Something that nobody's asking for, they just drop it.
Oh yeah,
boom,
for sure.
Here it is.
Exactly. And it's they don't even necessarily have to do the whole a whole army like that to be able to start bringing stuff like that in, and it's way cheaper to be able to do it. It's not like they have to spend the thousands of dollars of upfront costs to build all the new plastic molds to release a 3D print on the vault in 6 months. And so that definitely opens up a lot more possibilities for being able to expand and complete lines too.
I certainly hope they partner with some. I certainly hope they partner with some 3D printed people, though. Like, hey, we don't want to make Herd, right? Or we don't want to, just get. I mean, you want it to be consistent with your own artistic style for sure, but you have lots of 3D artists out there, 3D sculptors that could deliver. Because I mean, they have Luigi, right? I mean, it's there's only so much he can do, and they could maybe offload some of those tasks that are farther out. That maybe they are. Because I mean, Salamanders going full 3D is interesting. Because I've always thought Salamanders is a very unique army within Panathor in terms of it doesn't. It's certainly not Lizardmen, right? To me, it's not Seraphon or what they're called. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you 3D print a lot, Jesse?
No, I don't.
I don't either. Well, I mean, let me back up. I use 3D printed stuff. I don't resin 3D print models. So I can buy the models or I can buy the files and then I can hopefully find somebody to print them for me. I don't want another hobby.
Yeah, I don't 3D print myself either. I mean, I've been a Mantic Vault. I was one of the original, I think, 50 subscribers to Mantic Vault before I even knew what Mantic Vault was. I was one of the super early bird ones just because I wanted to own it.
I just got billed yesterday, I think. It was $5.39 or something. I don't know. It's some stupid thing.
Yeah, early bird price was just awesome to get on for.
I always got to be careful because the people that complain about, there's nothing for me this month. I'm like, I could spend more money at Starbucks this morning than what I just spent on the $5-6 that I just spent for the month. And even if they only give me 10 models, it's that's worth 10 models.
Yeah, and then I can just have Frank Hibbig or pay Tim Lundas from War Chest to print them for me because I own all the files and so I just pay him for the the resin and then have him do it and I and I control that I own all the files and everything like that, so it's not like I'm pirating anything like that. And so being able to get people to print things for the files that I own.
You almost have to 3D print though now because if you want to make your army look unique and not all have the same pose, they might make a resin like Hilladon and then maybe at some point there's an alternate done that with Twilight Kin. They got alternate characters, right? This is a crone and this is a different crone and.
You do conversions and stuff.
Yeah. Some of the stuff they're doing with 3D, Nick Williams, don't know if you guys seen his stuff on Fanatics. Like, dude, you're just it's pure insanity. Some of the stuff he's doing. So you guys are excited. It sounds like.
Oh yeah.
Lukewarm.
Oh, definitely excited.
So it's funny because that's as excited as Donnie gets. Like, yeah, I'm excited. It's really good. Yeah, that'd be fun. Awesome.
I have to stay calm in my other primary hobbies, so it's
Wait, because you're a rock climber, right?
Yeah, rock and ice.
Yeah, so when you get excited in that, you can fall and hurt yourself, right? You got to maintain. Yeah. So, are you guys anything exciting about this weekend? Is there anything you're going to do this weekend? Because you guys have been here multiple times. Is there anything you're going to do in Lansing that you haven't done before? Any stores you're going to check out? Any sightseeing you're going to do?
Mostly just into the GT and stuff, and then hitting like the dinners and things like that.
Yeah, I'm excited about tomorrow night. That'll be fun.
And so at this point, it's like a lot of times when I travel to these events, it does end up kind of focusing on it. I do like to hit the vendor hall. Like I always do, like to make sure I spend money in the vendor hall. Like I like to support vendors who actually travel and support these conventions. So like I always try to pull my dollar bills out of my wallet and buy a few things from. And shout out
to Rick, who runs Hoplite Games. He now runs the Michigan GT. Another example. Like, okay, I will spend. We're obviously patrons of Michigan GT, but the fact he's got a store and he's got board games and stuff.
It's really nice that they have a bigger vendor hall.
They do. Yeah. So they used to only do BCD. Is that right? Whatever it is. We have a third more space.
Yeah.
Because when I walked in, I was like, this is weird. Like, this just looks different.
Yeah, it was laid
and it's because there's a whole other section. I was like, oh, this is like mid Michigan Comic Con uses the whole space, and it's a pretty good sized venue, right? I mean, in terms of and it's a cool venue. I'm a homer, right? This is my hometown. It's where I went to school. So but the Riverwalk and the Capitol and the power plants and stuff. It's a cool little town. What's that?
Good food too.
Food's excellent.
Yeah, we just went to the Slider place.
The one over here, it's really great. And then I know some people went to Meat tonight, which is a fantastic barbecue joint. But yeah, I mean, tomorrow night we'll go to Lansing Brewery and we'll have some beers, and I'm sure we'll have a book that we look at. Yeah, I mean, this is what we do. I mean, I think the last few years we've always had a Clash of Kings book or something to look at. This will be the first time we've had a Michigan GT though, where there's a new edition coming out that it's been a while.
Yeah, I remember passing around the phones and stuff.
Exactly, everybody's like,
I just remember that 2 years ago. Yeah, I think I was probably the first person other than one of the Mantic people to get their hands on actual Twilight Kit models.
Correct, because the Mantic booth last year they didn't have a Mantic booth here because I think it was in transition. But 2 years ago, the first place to get those Mantic Twilight Kin, and even some of the Night Stalker stuff. I think the Butcher Reaper, whatever
I feel like I remember how happy you were when you got those.
It's amazing. Yeah. Well, awesome guys. Hopefully we have a good weekend, and we'll have Kara smash us up on the table with her Riftforge orcs.
She plays a mean Riftforged.
She does.
Yeah, the Viking orcs.
Yeah.
I love the Riftforged.
They're more Monster Mash now than they were before.
Yeah,
so.
I'm excited to see one orc list. It's going to be interesting. Riftforge and orcs combined. I mean, it kind of already was, right? You had allies and stuff. I guess that's an interesting thing is the consolidation of some of the lists where. Roria now takes a character within the Kingdoms of Men list. Now you can take some of those Roria. So in some ways, it could be better because you could take. Now you have combinations you didn't have access to before potentially.
I feel like those are going to be mostly good changes.
I got one final question for you guys. Some people their hypothesis is that the changes to shooting is going to favor Alpha Strike. Because you can't kill things in shooting. Alpha Strike's going to hit. It's going to be, and then the fact you hit and now you reform around. What are your thoughts? You think Alpha Strike's
was shooting ever really effective at stopping Alpha Strike anyway?
Probably not.
I mean, I feel.
You hope you wavered them, right? It's about it.
I was going to say I feel like Alpha Strike was one of the hard counters to a heavy shooting list. And so I don't know that the shooting is necessarily gonna hurt Alpha Strike. I mean, the big thing with the game potentially moving more towards close combat could help the Alpha Strike aspect, but that also means that grind lists might come back, and there really aren't grind lists in the or that many grind lists in the competitive meta right now.
Yeah,
I mean, I ran with my Basileans for years, but I haven't been running them, lately with my Basilean grind. But I feel like the grind list is actually more going to have a resurgence than Alpha Strike. Even, I mean, Alpha Strike maybe a little bit, but I mean, other than just close combat in general possibly being more of a focus,
Yeah.
I think more combined arms and more grindless are going to actually
be the
pop
bee's
back in.
knees.
People are going to try them. I mean,
Ask me in a year.
whether or not
Ask you in a year, yeah.
whether or not they work.
If she's playing Green Lady next year, we'll know.
definitely
try 'em.
Oh, okay.
No, I play a lot of grindy lists, so
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Alpha Strike?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could go either way without knowing the full picture of what the
Exactly.
rules look
It's always
like.
hard,
But,
right? It's-
I mean, part of the allure of an Alpha Strike is because of people take shooting, so you need to get in there fast because,
The one thing that I think is going to emerge is that regen's going to be more important. If you have a regen army and I can't knock I'm just saying berserkers, right? I can't knock you out. So you're going to get 2 turns of regen before you get to combat. Whereas before I might have been able to kill you, but now I'm not going to, right? Potentially. I don't know. Maybe they're going to make it cost more points. Maybe the cost of regen will go up because theoretically you have more turns to get the regen roll, or maybe they'll move everything to 5s and 6s instead of 4s. I don't know. In 6 months from now, we can go back to this and go, Donnie, you were freaking right.
Well, I mean, another thing that's been hinted at a few times is, like we've seen it with like the sample Berserker profile where the speed changes.
7, right?
We don't know that the speeds aren't changing a bunch, which could also affect how Alpha Strike or grind armies and all those sorts of things doing. Because, if we've got different speeds of cavalry, different speeds of flyers, those sorts of things, that's always a possibility that's been talked about, but has never really happened in
Absolutely.
like changing through 3rd edition. So I don't know. Maybe they revisited that in 4th edition. I don't have any like inside knowledge that any of that's happened other than the Berserker profile that everybody's speculating about online. But some of that could happen.
And I think the other thing, has been talked about is what happens with Nimble, with like your large...
Because if everything's got an extra pivot on the very mover
and your large infantry heroes, for example. I think that's been part of the, as I talked about earlier, the meta in 3rd is people taking these because you can just take these large infantry heroes that are engaged in combat, pivot them, get them out of combat, and go charge something else. And, and like Jeff Shilkin, he uses his large infantry heroes as chaff, essentially.
Right.
Yeah.
The Steve Malone army.
Steve Malone.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that's an interesting thing if something changes about that, too.
Yeah. So who's up coming? Is Grace coming up? Who's coming?
Grace is here.
Fantastic. Who? Felix?
Felix has to do family stuff.
Okay. Who else did you bring?
Who else did we bring?
Bring John?
No.
Eric?
Okay.
Oh.
You got anybody from Columbus coming?
Grace and Sam Kula.
There you
I don't think I meant Sam.
He's a new guy. He's one of the new
He's really nice.
Okay, great.
Yeah, Sam's
one of Kyle's.
Just played Sam at Lady of the Lake.
Yeah, he came up to Duluth for Lady of the Lake this summer.
Fantastic. Yeah, I saw Kyle, who's our gentleman, really excited about Renegade.
Connor, yep.
Yeah, Connor Murphy. Thank you. You guys have like almost 30 players.
Yeah, and we should be getting a bigger room for that now. Like initially, they actually gave us room for 18 players, but we should be getting upgraded. There's a waiting list currently for Renegade for people who want to sign up for that. But we're almost guaranteed that we'll be having a much bigger room for people to be able to come into that.
I mean, that's a testament to Connor and Kyle putting in the work. But guys, I know it's getting late. I appreciate you guys taking the time to spend an hour with me. Tomorrow, we will do the same thing. And but tomorrow, we'll have more interesting things to talk about.
We could talk about our games.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kara's,
I was talking about 4th edition, but you're right. We are. Oh, by the way, we are also playing in tournaments tomorrow.
Yes.
Right. So, all right, fantastic, guys. I appreciate the time.
Thank you.
We're back. Saturday morning. We're with Marshall Temple. Haven't been on a long time. So just go ahead and tell us, what do you think of the 4th edition changes?
I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for it.
Is there something in particular that's been dripped that you're like, yeah, this could be really, really great?
Well, I mean, as an undead player who has lots of zombies, not losing half my zombies before I get to even move, it's going to be kind of nice. The shooting nerfs, and I don't want to say nerfs because, I mean, it's still useful.
Changes. Yeah, it's changing. It changes in a different way.
Yeah.
Right? But I think a lot of people that were taking more balanced or maybe more combat-oriented lists where they are facing shooting and losing units before they even get to the halfway point, I think that's a positive change, I think. Yeah. What other changes are you excited about?
How lists are made.
Now, when you read those, you read the post, right? For me, it hurt my head trying to figure through it. The more I look at it, the more I start to understand it, but...
It took me about 5 minutes to figure it out. Partially because, like, It's gonna sound weird, but Star Wars Legion has a similar, not the same, but a
specialist,
similar
auxiliaries, support.
Whereas there, you just need the core, your commander, and then after that, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Up to a certain point. But once I saw, like, oh, okay, so you need 2 of these to unlock a support, and 2 of these to unlock another hero.
Yeah.
1 core for 1 auxiliary. Like, okay.
It's like one step more on the complexity thing than we had today, but I think it gives, well, we're talking out of context of the whole rule set, but
yeah,
it feels like it gives a little bit more control and maybe forces a little bit more restraint on people like me or we'll just take all kinds of crazy stuff and limits it.
It limits the, I'm going to take like 4 or 3 or 4 just little core things and then nothing but flyers or nothing but. So there's a little bit of limitation there.
We should comment. You have your Ghostbusters shirt on.
I do.
You have alluded to, threatened to do a Ghostbusters theme army. Is it still ever going to happen for an undead?
It's still very much in process. I've partially painted the Ghostbusters. I'm trying to figure out faces a lot better.
Are you using 3D printed? Or are you using models from one of the board games?
So I believe it was Zombicide.
Yeah.
They had a special like Ghostbusters.
Okay. So they have like
edition.
a 28 millimeter model ish that you can use.
Yeah, it cost me an arm and a leg, but I was able to get one of those, and I've been painting that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've just gotten a bunch of random miniatures for ghosts.
Yeah.
Just
and there was a chariot that would be in your army that was the Ecto 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's still a thing.
Yep. So it's that's the passion project of like I want it to be perfect, which is really bad.
That's like it's like actually demotivating because you're like I don't want to do it unless I can execute it at You just got to do it.
Oh yeah.
And if it doesn't turn out the way you originally envisioned it, just do it again.
Right. So again, it's been one I've worked on off and on here every little bit, and I've been putting a lot into Northern Alliance.
Right. So you're moving away from the undead. You have Ratkin as well, right?
Yeah, I have Ratkin as well. I love my Ratkin, but they were my refugee army from.
So they were Skaven before.
Mostly Skaven, and then a bunch of.
But you've been playing undead for a long time. 5 years, maybe. More?
I think like 3.5. 4.
How long have you been playing Kings of War? Was Matthew the first one over the wall? Your brother?
Yeah, Matt was.
Was he original second edition?
He was playing Warhammer back in the day, and then when that died, the crew he was playing with in I think it was in Oklahoma.
He's playing Abyssals, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's got his.
I love it because I was just telling him on the way. I was like, the one army I would love to see because I've been my one opponent is Abyssals. I play them twice a week, every week. Tons of Berserkers. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, so you're playing tons of Berserkers.
Yeah.
Because you won't have that.
Well, I don't play. I play against them. I don't play them.
Yeah, you won't have the Berserker issue
because he doesn't do Berserker.
He doesn't have Berserker.
He doesn't painted up. What's
his army?
What's his army? Yeah.
Oh, you want to preview?
Yeah. I'm playing in the first round because he challenged me. So I'm playing the same army I had at Adepticon.
A lot of succubus. A lot of the different succubus units.
And does he have the seductress from No Glass Shield?
I don't think so.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I think he was talking about trying to add it in, but I don't know if that's the list he submitted.
So what I like about him is he has a lot of self-restraint, right? He's like, no, I don't take it just because everybody takes it. So that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
What's in your list? Obviously, you're playing undead because you right now don't have another army that you want to play.
I mean, I've technically got Ratkin, but I have lots of hordes of Ratkin.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really know how to play when I first started. But no, today is just a bunch of zombies. I've got 8 zombie regiments, 2 legions in the formation.
How many unit strength is that?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's over 30?
I think it's close to 30.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that'd be a fun
it's a high drop undead.
Yeah. How many drops?
It's like 22 or something like that.
All right. That'd be exciting.
It was bigger. I originally had 12 regiments
of zombies,
and then I cut back.
And you're still building the underground.
Still the dungeon,
the dungeon crawl kind of style. You got the different rooms with the gold and.
Yep. Though I don't have any whites, so none of the gold's there.
Oh no!
Just
what about
zombies.
Traps? Do you have a room with traps and stuff and rats that are eating dead bodies?
No. I've got kind of the torture chamber. And I got a music room, and
That's awesome.
Again, everything's themed a little differently.
What's your third brother? The other brother that Mark was.
Mark?
He played from time to time.
Playing ogres last I knew.
Okay.
He doesn't play often.
Yeah.
So
Well, you guys are like the mainstays of the Temple Brothers. Right? You have a fourth brother too that's never played.
yeah, no, he doesn't. Miniatures game's not his thing. So
Got it.
He's out West Coast.
So you guys are still in Indy.
Mm-hmm.
How's things going down how's the scene in Indy?
Not bad. I mean, we're getting some new folks, kind of. So we have our core group still, and then we have folks coming in every little bit, joining in. So trying to see what we can do to try to encourage some more with 4th edition coming out.
What else? You mentioned the shooting changes is a positive thing. Army building is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What other things are getting you piqued your interest? For the changes?
To me, all of it. I was a fan of orders when those came out.
Command orders. I like the fact that the enhanced lists that are coming out,
Mhm.
they'll have you won't have the resource to manage, but you'll just have commands but you still have to throw regular dice at them,
Mhm.
right? And I like the fact the warlords will give you a little bit better.
Yeah, it was like
getting
3 dice instead
3 dice
of 2.
versus 2d6 for the champions. So
Mhm.
I don't know what the target values are going to be.
Yeah.
But I'm excited about
Well,
that.
and I expect the target values might change, with the concept of the living rules they had mentioned with like in the companion, they'll change those if they need to. And,
Yeah.
No, the other thing I'm looking forward to is what specialty rules for factions, because like they gave the Berserker stats on the website
And they
in the
said
article.
speed 7. I think I saw.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know
No,
if that's the final one or not. They
I
showed
saw
it.
the middle circle
Okay.
under traits, and I'm like,
What
I
did it
want to
say?
know what that is.
What is it? What did it say?
It just says the middle circle.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't explain what it is.
The middle circle is the where it is in the hierarchy of the abyss.
Right, but
what
it's
is
a
that going to
trait,
translate
so
to?
it's a special ability. So I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
I want to know what those are going to be. What's going to be for the undead? What's going to be for all the different ones?
Yeah.
because
There's some cool people here, man. Robert Sabine just showed up. Jeff Franz, you and your brother Matt, and
it's going to be a great group.
Yeah, it's gonna. I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be awesome. Hopefully, there's some new players that.
I'm trying to remember. I think we only have like one from the Columbus area that's new. I know that.
Still cool though.
Yeah.
Given as many as some people are like, oh, we may not have enough. Well, may not have as many as last year, but as 4th edition's coming out, a lot of times that does kind of peter out people's excitement of playing 3rd edition. Like, oh, I just want 4th to get here. So once 4th gets here, I'm excited. Are you going to Best of the Rest / U.S. Masters in Minnesota next year?
I honestly don't know yet. We'll see how things go in the upcoming year because everything's kind of crazy. Personal life stuff is nuts right now. So
you're still doing the teacher thing.
Yeah.
So you're an online teacher for remote homeschooled kind of kids. They're not homeschooled. You're teaching them, but sort of that.
Yep.
What do they call that? It's not homeschool. What do they call you guys?
No, we're just a virtual school.
Virtual school.
Because we still technically meet like it's a classroom, but it's all online.
What subjects are you teaching?
Right now, I'm teaching civics, and I hate it.
Civics, like
government.
Yeah.
I hate it.
How did you end up with that?
Because so originally it was just social studies, and then the state changed the standards, and
you got to have a civics course. Are you teaching a specific grade?
6th grade.
Okay.
So a bunch of kids who have no clue, and I had
how a city works or a state works.
Yeah. Like I got to teach that part, and I had a student arguing with me about whether presidents can vote in elections because Alexa couldn't answer it.
Right.
So I make jokes that I'm a Google extension.
Right.
So
that's funny.
I
wonder, like, the map thing, right? Like, we're so reliant on MapQuest and Google Maps now that at some point we're not going to have any sense of direction or geography or any of that stuff.
So that's the fun thing is when they actually, not fun thing, horrible thing.
Yeah.
When they added civics, they took away like our standards on geography.
So you don't have to know where the state of Indiana is, even though you live in it, or how it relates to Illinois.
That's not considered a standard that is known. So it's, or at least in 6th grade. I can't say for the others, but it's like, like, hey, this is a hill, this is a mountain. Don't call that hill a mountain because once you see a mountain, it's very different.
Welcome back to Get Off My Lawn with two old men.
Yeah.
It's just
I guess that is true. Yeah,
it's funny. Yeah,
back in my day.
Exactly. Is there anything in the rules that you're obviously we haven't seen the full context, but is there anything that has got you giving you pause, or you're like, I'm not sure that's going to work the way they think it's going to work, or at the very least I need to see more before I can really make an initial assessment on what my thoughts are on it.
Well, I would have to say it's going to be. Well, I am excited about the changes for how to build.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, what's going to be special.
Oh, correct.
What's going to be support. Like, that's going to be massive. Because if something is a specialist versus a support, you're going to see it more often.
There's one called auxiliary, right? Which I think are going to be like troops and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's really interesting that we're going to have same units, but they're going to be defined by the size of the unit, which hasn't happened before. Which I think... Because before we would just an unlocking unit would just give you, a regiment would give you 2 troops and a horde would give you 4. So now it's, I guess it's I don't even want to try it. Is it 1 corps?
1 corps gives you 2 1 auxiliary. So for each corps you get, you got
to have a regiment or a horde. And does the regiment and or horde that also unlocks the auxiliary, and then what's the other one? Not specialist.
No, it's specialist.
Specialist, and then there's the 2 down below.
And then once you have either for every 2 corps or every corps and 1 specialist, you can unlock a support. Or
1 support
hero.
Hero, or a monster.
Well, those would be specialist supports.
Okay, so the monsters are in the supports.
I think so. Again, don't quote
all conjecture on our part because we don't know. Yeah, and I think that's the $1 million question. We see how the thing's going to work. But we don't really know how it applies to the army until we see how they're defining the different types.
That's what I would assume is like monsters are either going to be that specialist or that support.
Yeah.
Who knows? So
what are you expecting for this weekend? Is Matthew thinking 4-1, and are you thinking 5-0 winning the tournament?
I'm not thinking 5-0. No.
You don't set the bar that high.
Zombies, so.
But it's going to be a lot of fun.
A lot of people are going to get really high attrition scores with me.
Sure.
Hey, half the army's gone. Well, there's all the zombies.
Yeah.
So
you took out your whites. What'd you replace it with? Just more zombies?
There's zombies, zombie trolls, gore blights.
Love it. So you're all zombie-ish.
It's an all.
You know what's interesting about your list? We were talking about this yesterday. With the shooting rule changes, obviously there's the benefit of you're not going to lose a unit in shooting. Probably, right? I also think that things with regeneration are going to get better.
Oh, absolutely.
Because potentially you're not losing that unit now. It gets another turn to roll. So regen's you're going to have multiple opportunities to roll it. So.
Yeah, well, that would be good for the Abyssals.
Correct. Because you don't have any.
Yeah, it's the life
werewolves are the only thing that
life
has.
leech is what
you only have the. Werewolf.
If that's still around. So
it's got to be done.
That's something we've been talking about when we talked about on the way up here. Was like that role could still exist. It could be completely gone.
Well, Fury they said is gone, replaced by something else. So yeah,
Retaliate. I think
Retaliate because Fury. I mean, it doesn't make sense if we don't waver, right? So unless you're being shot. What do you think of the combat rules? Only 2 on a facing when you charge.
Love it.
The reform ability to wrap around.
I've had those moments where, hey, I've got 4 units charging this 1 unit. And it's like, okay. So that 2 unit is kind of nice because, it's going
to force people to spread stuff out.
Right. And
or layer it.
It's also going to sound bad, but those heavy Alpha Strike that have, the 50 millimeter base monsters that just deal massive damage,
But you're not going to be able to add that with 2 other units.
Yeah, you can't have 3 other units with it. So it's it kind of limits you.
It does. It probably. I think what you're saying is, I agree with you. I think it might actually reduce the effectiveness of some of those smaller base sizes that are used to get in there for that 3rd or 4th unit. Or getting, in my case, getting charged by 3 Croniuses in a Well of Souls.
Yeah,
it won't be.
But there was a post someone did online. I didn't see it, but we talked about it on the way up here.
Yeah.
That you can have these 2 massive hordes can hit a 50 millimeter unit, right? But then you only have 2 50 millimeter units hitting a massive horde.
Yeah.
Right. So you have that massive area.
You can still lock it down though, right? With
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's one of those but I do like the sticky charge. That is huge, especially if Surge makes it in. Which, again, we still don't know if that's going to be around or not.
Yeah.
So,
what about the no 1 inch rule anymore?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I think
all
it's
that
great.
or does just piss people off. No, you can't do that because you're gonna move within an inch.
Yeah. But to me, you're sticking, and then you have to make a nerve check to escape. Like, love it. That was one of my biggest frustrations. Is you send a unit into the flank of something, and they just go, "Oh yeah, okay, time to go."
Right.
Like, oh okay, yeah. So zombies in your flank. Well, now you're stuck with them, or you're gonna take a nerve check.
Exactly.
And possibly break. So that's one of those I do enjoy. Again, I'm all for fourth. Like, I'm ready for these changes.
That's a nice change because sometimes we get the crazy ranting, Marshall. But
no.
But I think maybe fourth is answering some of the questions. You still have 2 ones, or the Ophidian question that we get
Oh no! I mean, I'm assuming Ophidia is coming
at some point, right?
You keep mentioning them in the books. You got to bring them on the table.
You do. Yeah, if you keep promising it, eventually you've got to deliver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you're excited about? About on the model front or the army front? Any interesting thoughts there?
I like the upping the bases.
For the characters?
Individuals, yeah, the characters.
I wonder if that means we're going to get rid of the individual special rule and every character will have unit strength now, maybe?
I think I saw some, I don't know if it was in one of the articles or if it was one of the Mantic answers, but I know yield still exists.
Because that was in one of their examples, they had the word yielding.
Yeah.
But they also said units yielding. So I wonder if that's going to be a thing. Just had a thought. Someone mentioned, when you withdraw, you have to take the test, and if you fail the test, you die, right? Potentially now you could throw chaff into something, and then you can actually execute your own chaff by knowing it's going to fail the test.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
Yeah. Just thinking, there's going to be a lot of emergent things that come out of this that I have no idea where it's going to go because we haven't played it. So, are you excited about tonight?
About what?
Tonight.
Oh, yeah. I'm curious to see being able to sit and watch a game
or play or talk about it.
But even just seeing someone else play it will be rather nice.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man. It's been a while.
Thank you.
Next up for you for this year, you got any more events that you want to plug? Are you going to War Kings?
I don't know yet. I'm debating
in Dayton area. Where's that at?
Yeah, I think it's in Ohio,
Eastern Ohio, or Western Ohio.
Can't remember if it's in Columbus or Dayton.
Okay.
But it's somewhere in there, that area.
And then next year, Adepticon for you guys, maybe? I know you came last year, but Matthew obviously didn't come.
Yeah, that one's also kind of up a lot of it's up in the air right now.
Yeah.
There's, again, lots going on.
I get it, man. Life-changing events and stuff.
Yeah, and money needing to be allocated to other areas, so it's like...
But you can always paint. That's the best
I
thing.
can always...
Right, even if you can't make it to events... You can still podcast. You can still listen.
I've got a bunch of Northern Alliance that I've been painting.
So what's the goal? Well, you have a theme for it, or is it very traditional?
It's a fire and ice. So,
what's the fire?
Lava. So
okay.
It's a lava base. I'm doing lava bases, but then I have areas that are being
so your ice elementals coming in, and they're just going to be like they're like extending like a freeze.
So like the ice elementals.
And is it going to be a bunch of your brother's dead army on their bases because they were frozen?
I've been debating on how to do that. But so far my test bases have just been like ice spikes shooting up and with the frost around it, and the I've got some ice elementals. I didn't use the Mantic ones because I didn't have them.
Yeah.
But I have this awesome 3D print of ice elementals. And so I just popped the heads off of those ones. And I put goblin heads on them.
That is... you have to send some pictures on the Facebook page or something.
I definitely will need to.
Because that sounds insane. I can't even picture it, really.
So my idea for my army is... it's not Talinar's army. It's Thulnar's army. He's a goblin who's bringing together the northern tribes, trying to help the world.
So they have a goblin head. But they're ice goblins, essentially.
Right. They're
so you're
ice
going to paint them, and the heads are going to be ice.
Bright green heads that are sticking out of the ice.
Is there a goblin inside the thing, like a juggernaut
That's what
suit?
it meant to look like.
Okay, so it's like so he is hijacked. This guy is hijacked an ice elemental.
The idea is, I like to tell kind of a story with it. And so
That's cool.
is the Northern Alliance just going, all right, so there's goblins trying to use this story to make himself look really cool, and he wants to fight with us. Okay, sure, come on, guys, let's go. let's go fight.
That sounds
And so
awesome.
I've got the ice naiads will be
That sounds
goblins.
awesome, dude.
So
Yeah.
it's fun, just little things here and there.
Yeah.
But I haven't based a whole lot because I don't know how Northern Alliance is going to look.
Well, they did say, other than heroes, there's no basing changes.
That's
now,
true, but-
what you don't know is what units are going to be in the game still,
Right.
and what are they going to be? Hordes, or are they going to be? You know, so
Well, and my list originally was built around the formation, and I'm like, I don't.
And they said no legions, right? But
Yeah.
obviously, I would assume for your army for undead,
Oh yeah,
they
zombies.
will have.
Well, they mentioned that certain heroes will unlock,
And I assume that will be the
so-
case for that. Maybe with bloodworms and a few other
Yeah,
little things.
but with my Northern Alliance, it's all about those. The like I've got the formation with the half elf barbarians.
Yeah,
and that was going to be the core of the army, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that now. You know, I got to wait until I got to see those rules before I.
Well, yeah,
start,
because
like-
if you have, yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Well, awesome. Thanks for coming on, man. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome back to Countercharge. It is Sunday afternoon after round 4. We're with Blake Schroed, the tournament Grand Poobah organizer for all things Mantic. Oh, no, just for Kings of War, right? You have other people to handle. So the Grand Poobah for Kings of War at Michigan GT. How's the weekend been going so far?
I think fairly well. We've had 4 good rounds, as far as I know. I've heard a lot of great stories.
Did your opponent, did they have 4 good rounds?
I don't know. I unfortunately I had to go ahead and pull in as a ringer this round.
Yeah, because we had a drop last night. Somebody fell ill, and
Yeah.
So then you came in this morning, and poor Daniel was 0-3.
Yes.
And I don't know that your army was particularly what he wanted to see across the
No,
table.
Did not. He hates dwarves,
Yeah.
and I have a.
So I have to. Let's just talk
Close
about
enough.
when you build a ringer army. You say you play for draws, but when you bring a lot of defense 6, are you really playing for draws?
Yes, I put a line up, let everybody hit it.
Yeah.
I don't try to go for the throat. I'm not.
So you're saying you don't kill stuff. You just don't acknowledge the fact that none of your stuff dies either.
I make it hard.
Yeah, you make it
gotta
hard.
beat me down.
You got all right.
You've played it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Daniel, he plays elves, right?
Yes.
So was he playing regular elves? Sylvankin.
Sylvankin.
So I don't have any. That's fine. He deserves it. He plays Sylvankin.
He played Sylvankin. The problem he had is he had, I think it was 5 nerve rolls that failed to kill me by 1. He had 3 that failed to kill me by 2. He had left 58 wounds on my units out there. If he'd had more left, he would have breathed on everything, and I would have just died. So, unfortunately, his dice betrayed him very hard. His first 4 turns,
Yeah.
he didn't hit a thing.
Yeah.
Like, his shooting didn't hit a thing. And then the last 2 turns, he almost took a unit off. But
Absolutely.
He didn't quite.
How's the event running so far? It seems like it's run pretty smooth from my end as a customer here, but
Good. It's the Michigan GT's in a little bit of transition in ownership of the tournament. So it's kind of the first year of the new management style and the new management that has opened up all 3 halls, which we've never had before. We've had 1 or 2 halls and then other rooms, but now we're at all 3 halls. The vendor hall, the Troll Market, is much bigger. Wild Bills is here.
that's cool.
Things like that.
Specialty soda shop.
Right.
There's like a Goblin Boss hot sauce
place.
Weird.
Yeah, right
It's
across
just
from the Manic booth.
Yeah, so crazy.
But Rick owns a local store called Hoplite Games.
Yep.
And he's involved now in running this. And
Rick's a super nice guy.
he's, he does promotion for a whole mess of different companies.
Well, you used to work for Diamond Comics, right?
Yeah.
Diamond Distribution. He had
And
a
he
show
did-
with Dave Taylor, and he had a weekly
Yeah, he had a tour that he did around America.
Rick Rolls America, I believe. Yeah, he came to War Room.
Oh, yeah.
And we had the challenge coins. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't get a challenge coin?
I've never gotten a challenge.
You didn't get one of Rick's challenge coins.
don't have
you
one.
been to Hoplite? He gave me one when I went to Hoplite. And he didn't know who I was. It wasn't like he's like, oh, you're a celebrity.
Maybe
You know,
I'll
he-
have to-
so
I'll have
does
to
he
try
not like you, or you just?
No, I've never
he's
asked for one.
I didn't ask for one. I just walked in. And he goes, "Hey, you look like someone needs a challenge coin."
I think he assumes he's already given me one.
Okay. So Rick's not going to listen to this, but maybe I can ask on your behalf. Hey, I have a friend who doesn't have a challenge coin. Could you possibly partake?
But anyway, the big thing for it is that he has a lot of connections in the industry. The vendors are very happy to come in for that connection.
Right.
And I think the vendors are, all the ones that I've had a chance to talk to are very happy with the situation.
It felt like there's a lot more. Well, first of all, compared to last year, a lot more vendors here because of the transition, right? The old leadership had it last year.
The vendors,
yeah, for sure, and even the vendors that are here have bigger spaces. They're more. It looks like a real event vendor space, like an Adepticon. It's not a Adepticon, but it's got that feel. There's a couple aisles and
it's a little bit different now for those who aren't here who don't know. It is kind of set up like the main hall for Adepticon in that we have one set of gaming on one side, Warhammer on the other side, and then the vendor hall's in the middle.
In the middle, right?
But at least the old Adepticon, I should say. But this year. They introduced role-playing games. They introduced card games.
And you have some stuff on other rooms on the side, so like more intimate.
And here at the Lansing Center, as you know, being a Lansing boy, this building's great.
It's been around a long time, but it's still pretty nice considering.
Capital City Comic Con was 5 months ago.
Yeah, I didn't go this year because we weren't in town, but we went in 2024. I love it.
But
it's a great event.
The booth for Manic.
You ran a booth here?
Yeah, I ran a booth.
Oh, I didn't know. I would have came up here just for that.
I can't remember how many thousands.
They had a lot of people.
It was big.
They have like G.I. Joe role play and all kinds of
right.
It's right up my alley.
It's a lot bigger, or this place can host a lot bigger show than
absolutely.
We have. So we have a lot of room to grow, and it can get really cool.
Daniel went and bought more stuff.
Yes, he was headed as soon as our game was over. He was headed over to get more King's War.
Yeah, because he needs a different army. I think. I heard that Daniel needs a different army because he doesn't like elves anymore.
Yeah, I convinced Ronnie to have a good sale on King's War.
Well, you're getting so you should talk about
third
that.
Edition
Yeah, because you have third edition packaging. It makes sense to get rid of it because you're going to have all new packaging.
Right.
Why do you wouldn't want to open it all up to just replace the packaging?
Right.
Just sell it off and move on.
And we've had a really good tournament and really good showing, and so kind of as a thank you to everybody here, as well as a good chance to get rid of some of the.
How's the other events going? I haven't really been following, obviously, but
all the Magic events are going pretty well. I know a lot of the other events for other games are going pretty well. This is more just not King's War, but generally the numbers are very good. LVO, which is Las Vegas Open, is actually the same weekend.
Yeah.
They moved it from January to our weekend.
So it pretty much dumps on. But you still have 120 players for 40K,
right.
so that's not terrible. It's pretty good.
For all the King's War guys, just a couple weeks ago was Crossroads.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our
So you're saying Michigan GT's not as good as Crossroads?
No. Crossroads and Michigan GT are too close together.
I see. Is that a you problem or a Corey problem? Let's call him out.
It's Corey's fault.
It's Corey's fault.
It's all Corey's fault.
I mean, he does, I think he owns the hotel that they stay in at the casino. I think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know if that's actually true.
My problem is I want to go to his tournament so bad.
We all do. Yeah, and just like,
and everybody does.
And it's far for me.
But then it's
far
so
for you.
close
It's
to
farther
mine.
for me.
Yeah, it's so close to mine. It's like, we need to pull it. Maybe we should do a team at some point.
We should make a countercharge team and just go up there and kick butt.
Yeah.
Or not kick butt and just get our butts kicked.
Just have fun.
We just have fun.
But anyway, for me, it's a lot of things go into it, but I don't know how that's going to shake down with LVO and this. I don't know.
Well, LVO moved to October for the first time, right?
From January,
right?
Yeah.
And so now
it's a
are they
big
going to
change.
stick it here?
Matter of fact, I was at Nova when I found out because the painters are the ones who told me. I wasn't tracking
this year's Nova,
LVO.
which is also in summer, fall, Labor Day weekend.
It was Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, they've done that a couple of times. Yeah,
it was a great show, but.
Shout out to the Pathfinders that have come here to help Rick run the various events.
Yes,
we got we obviously
Troy and Brian,
and we got Mike Carter, and we've got Brian Novak, and we got Troy. Lots of guys, but Firefight and Halo. Now the Dead Zone, I heard we only had 4 players.
Yeah, Dead Zone's kind of interesting.
Halo's pulled a lot from Dead Zone.
Yeah, they have a very large local community. So normally,
Rick's not playing anymore, right? Because he's working for Mantic, so that's one guy off the table.
And Brian does the Dead Zone, the podcast.
Yeah,
but
did I have a podcast called Dead Zone the Podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't heard that.
I think they have a problem with promotion, but the fact of the matter is, a lot of them did the Halo event. Instead.
Right.
So I think that was a scheduling problem. But Firefight was really big. And even Kyle played in Firefight. Kyle
Kyle Pozielinski from Mantic. Yeah.
So the Firefight had to be one day, and then the dead zone.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Like, how in the world did you get Ronnie and everybody to show up to give a 4th edition preview at Michigan GT? I mean, that's a smaller event. I mean, I'm assuming it's because we were here.
It just worked out. He was actually in the States for
on the West Coast working with licensing people.
We can't say. It was a good shot for since I've run the booth now. Rick and Kyle were both going to be here anyway. That's trade for America. He could come in here, have our end of the year meetings and review and plan for next year. They went over all their stuff. We had a chance to hash out all the things we're going to be doing to change and upgrade the booth and
absolutely
because we have plans. This year, I took over from Pat running all the big shows. It's weird because here I run the TO, run the Kings of War. I don't actually have to worry about the booth.
Yeah, that's nice.
It is
because there's a lot of work putting the booth up and taking it down. But
it's not that. It's
well, you have to man it.
Yeah,
somebody's got to be there. Right?
You have to man it, and I will admit, being able to walk around rather than stand makes your heels feel a lot better.
Yeah.
But have a great time doing it at the big shows, and it's been really good and doing well.
Awesome. Other games being played here. Obviously, you mentioned 40K. They have AOS.
They have all the big ones.
They have Bolt Action, I think.
Bolt Action actually was the same size tournament as us, I think.
About 20 players-ish.
Just a little bit below us. I think they even have Conflict 47 events.
Yeah, because it's new, right? It's new. What about Conquest? That's one that's been in here in the past.
Conquest. Ian's running Conquest event.
Is it here? Where's is it?
He was here. As a matter of fact, he's standing right over there.
Okay.
And he's
looks
a great
like
guy.
a relatively. Is that table's right there?
Yeah.
Like right there in the middle.
They're doing a one-day event, I think, today.
Conquest. Did they do one yesterday?
Yeah, they did one yesterday.
Like a one day. So they've done 2 one-day events.
Right.
That's interesting.
It was. I think they did like the first 4 rounds, and who won was
good. Cheer
was all decided.
Funny, I only ever had this. My little brother is here.
Oh.
My brother Tommy and his son Tegan. We call you T-Bone, right? I've heard you're using that now as your handle on Xbox and stuff. So Tegan, did you guys check out anything yet?
We're gonna look around after we say hi.
Yeah. Well, I've got one more game at 12:45. If you're around, come over. You can maybe roll some dice for me.
Okay.
Do you know how to roll dice?
Yep.
You know how to lose, though, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to take it.
That's
okay.
because your uncle's been having a little problem.
Yeah, I've only won 1 game this weekend. I won my first game, then I drew my second game, and then I've lost 2 in a row. So I need to bounce back to be 2 wins, 2 losses, and a draw would be ideal.
I think you should have to play me.
That would be hilarious because he's got a bunch of big giant golems. You know what a golem is?
Yeah.
Like stone. What games you playing these days? We're talking video games mostly, right? You're a video game junkie.
I'm starting to. Every time I usually get on my Xbox, I would play a little bit of Call of Duty and just a little bit of everything.
Yeah. How's school going? What grade are you in this time?
6.
6th grade. And you're what? 5? How old are you?
11.
You're 11? You don't look 11. Your hair looks like it's 11. Been 11 years old. Have you had a haircut this year?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So have you done tabletop games before? Where you go at the table and you play and roll dice?
Dungeons and Dragons.
You play Dungeon with who?
After school, after I have an after school camp. After I usually there's a small group that I play D&D with.
Awesome. You coming over to the house tonight for dinner? Yeah. Usually Blake and we usually have 3 or 4 guys come over, eat some. After we've been, we'll see who all shows up. Daniel from across the street from Grandma Kay's will be over there. So
that is so funny because my mom is also Grandma Kay.
Really? That's funny.
Every time he says that,
it's funny. So what do you want to see today? What do you want to look at?
I want to see him win.
Oh, me against me?
There you go, Mike.
That's pretty messed up. He just shows up and says, "I want you to lose, Bobby."
We got to sprint to the finish line.
Yeah. But if you play with me, we will definitely lose. I'm playing goblins.
I want to see who wins.
I play goblins. Do you like goblins? You don't like goblins? What is your character in D&D?
I think it was a cyborg and he's an artificer.
That's pretty cool. Play the same character at the program?
We're right now right now we're waiting for the Dungeon Master to get the first session.
Okay. And is the Dungeon Master one of the people that work at the program? Yeah. That's cool. You should come down to Memphis. We play Dungeons and Dragons and other. Well, you probably like the My Little Pony role playing game, right? No. Do you want to go check out some stuff?
Yeah.
All right. Have you been back down over there where the 40K guys are? Science fiction, they go pew 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 pew.
I don't think
You haven't been over there?
we just
You literally just walked in. I told you guys where we were at. So you found us. How'd you find us?
we went through that hallway thinking that was the main hall, and then
Oh, I see.
and then we were looking around, and then when we got to the end of that hall, we walked back, and then
There we were.
There's a giant hall.
Exactly. Well, awesome. You want to go check some stuff out?
Yes.
All right. Well, that's Michigan GT done and dusted. We are with the champion, Mr. Robert Saubine. Big win.
Hard fought all the way through. It's great opponents here. At least 4 of the 5 games were the skin of my teeth. It was a couple of dice rolls,
Right.
or one mistake by my opponents.
And what army? We're playing 2,300 points. Is it similar to what you've been playing all along at Masters and Adepticon?
Yeah, 2,300 almost for every.
Almost the exact same thing.
Yep.
So you went 5-0?
Yep.
Who'd you play in the first round?
Dylan?
Donnie Croche?
He got the dice at the. He had the
Oh,
dice.
Daniel.
Daniel.
It was Sylvankin, and it had like an Egyptian theme,
Yep.
which is cool. And that was a big win, obviously.
That was a big win.
Because he went 0-5. I think he had some bad dice.
In my game, he spread out too far, and
Right.
I was able to pick him apart.
Game
I should
2?
have brought my paperwork.
That's all right. Who else did you play over the weekend?
Patton. Got Patton.
Yeah, Andy Patton. You guys have played a few times.
Yeah. I got
You owed him one, right?
Match. Nope, now I'm up one.
Oh, so now he owes
That
you
one
one.
came down to one mistake by him. When he
What was the mistake? Let's broadcast it for everybody to know.
So it was get across the line.
Invade.
And at the very end, he backed up one of his troops of cavalry.
For what reason? In case there was a turn 7?
I think he was afraid of something getting a flank of it.
If there was a turn 7.
But that got far enough away that a Jugger unit was able to nimble away and just run off into my zone, and he could not get them then. That's what.
Oh, man. So Andy, when Andy's hearing this, he's going to be dying.
Yeah.
Because he knows.
Uh-huh.
And then who else did you play? So you played Daniel and Andy so far? Steven LaGraza?
With his whole bunch of undead.
Yeah.
Once again, down to the wire on the line. He made them. His mistake was he didn't. Grenadiers are unit strength 2.
Right.
And he thought it was 1, so he thought he had one flank.
Oh, no.
And he couldn't get him off in time.
That'll do it if you think a troop is 1 and it's actually 2 because they're special.
Then at the end was Sam.
Sam,
And
good
that
game.
was just a grind in the middle. That came down to him. He needed like a wind blast of 3 to blow some Grenadiers back, and it was only 2.
There was a 5th player. Donnie Croche or Carl?
The tan ones.
Donnie.
Donnie. And
Guy with a big beard.
Big beard, yep. And once a hard fought fight with those goblins as well. That basically I felt got when my chariot and the troll got behind his lines and killed all of his war machines.
How was the trip down? Or over, I guess?
It's going through Gary's always bad traffic.
5 hours? How far?
5.5 and a half.
Okay. You're leaving here and going straight home?
Going straight home after.
You don't work tomorrow?
Well, I have a side job.
Okay. Are they going to give you a parade when you get home because you won another event?
No, better not.
They better not. Well, what'd you think of the Michigan GT?
Oh, it's
You've been here before for Bolt Action, right?
Bolt Action and drop burst games they used to come before.
Yeah.
And it's a great tournament.
Yeah.
And once again,
A little smaller this year, I think, just for whatever reason. 4th, I think, maybe dampened some people's...
and I've heard some other tournaments were close by that.
Correct.
Pulled some
Yeah.
people away. But once again, it's Kings of War community. I've yet to find a better crew of
It's awesome.
people to play with.
People are relatively, clean.
The hardest thing at this tournament was at the final page. Who's your top 3 opponents?
Yeah, you got 5 to pick from, and you want to pick
I
all 5.
stayed there for like 5 minutes trying to figure out who my top 3 were.
Yeah. Yeah, it's they do have a very good crowd that shows up to these events. You coming back next year, hopefully? Maybe bring Joe. We need Joe here.
Joe, he wanted to come, but he had to go.
I understand he had a convention where he does the cosplay and the weapons and some
But
of that
he was
leatherworking.
He was
and stuff.
upset that he could not make it.
Well, I'm upset that he couldn't make it. So hopefully here, and I know William Cleveland at some point when he's out of school, him and Jeanette can join us. We would love to have them here as well.
I'm trying to pull people, but everyone's
It's hard. It's hard, and it's not like it's around the corner. It's 5-6 hours, right? Like it's not. It's a whole thing.
It's not Memphis.
It's not. Well, to be fair, you are probably the most well traveled person that I know of now. I mean, you did. Right. You drove to Reno, right, with Shilkin and Company, and you drove to Memphis. You drove to Lansing. I'm sure you did a bunch of the Minnesota tournaments.
Up to Renegade.
Yeah. Yeah, what else do you have for the rest of the year? You got some local stuff, right?
Yeah, we got a 1500 coming up on November 8th. One day, Joe Pierce is running that. That's in Berlin, Wisconsin. You can find that on Kings of War, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Facebook. Going up to Renegade.
Yep. They're having a great tournament. I think they had like 27 signups or something.
They're like already over. They're hoping to get.
That's gonna. I mean, they're gonna break 30.
I think so. Should be great. And talk about a hard room.
Yeah. Well, Minnesota's crew. I mean, we were talking about a while yesterday, I guess. Masters is in Minneapolis. The region of the Midwest is going to be a really you're going to have to go to some tournaments to make this team because there's a lot of people out there that may have in the past, if it was in Nevada, they're not maybe making the effort, but now that it's in their backyard, they're making the effort.
It'll be hard fought this year.
Well, you've got one under your belt though. That's a good way to start.
Second in Memphis. So.
And second in Memphis, and Memphis had same like 25 people or something. So those are two good scores.
Pretty good so far. We gotta get that one day in though.
You gotta get the one day in. Well, you also have a tournament in February, right?
Yep. Well, we're doing the Reedsburg Northern Woods Tournament, 2300 2-day Saturday Sunday, first weekend of February. Squirman Vermin's flying back up from New Mexico to run it, so he can come up and see everybody again. And Friday night before that, we're doing a pairings.
Love it. So a two-person, is it random?
That's up in debate. I'm putting to a random every turn.
I loved it. Adepticon was so much because like you get to meet more people.
I wanted to do it, but I had a team tournament. But this year, Adepticon will be in that.
Good. Well, are you officially done with Bolt Action, or it's a side game?
It's a side game now.
Okay.
Kings of War is my bread and butter now.
So what? But you're an Alessio Cavator fan, obviously. 3rd edition Bolt Action, 4th edition Kings of War, same guy. Yep. So there must be some overlap there.
We'll see. I don't know all 4th.
Well, that's true. You know Bolt Action pretty well, but you don't know all the rules. What did you think of last night?
Well, I watched it. I like what I see. What I saw so far.
Yeah.
There's going to be a big change to shake up to the Force Org charts, but then other than that, like the movement rules and shooting, we'll see what happens with shooting.
Yeah, I don't know how effective it'll be because I mean the Iron Watch we're hitting on 6s, so you can't route them unless you devastate them, which is going to be very difficult.
So shooting off chaff is going to be really hard now.
Yeah, but there's some interesting shenanigans, though, right? Like the cavalry that had feint, where you do the withdraw, which is you spin around and you run 2d6 away,
a whole bunch of counter charges,
and then feint can turn you back around. You send somebody in there to lock that unit down, and then you bring the cavalry in again. Cavalry being Thunder Charge 3, I mean that's pretty powerful. More attacks, so maybe we'll see more cavalry on the field. And what we really didn't see last night was the large infantry. I don't know how ogres are going to be and tyrants and some of those bigger.
I didn't hear much about what the commands were.
Yeah, so they played a couple commands mainly from the dwarf side. The dwarves had one that so the commands are available to various.
Can we talk about this?
Yeah, because for sure. Because we've recorded it before, but yeah, so they have the command that says you get basically a dog attack, and if you have a warlord, you roll. I think you need 1 success, 1 4, and if you have a warlord, you get 3 shots at it, 3 dice, and if you have a champion, it's 2 dice. So it's like the halfling mechanic, right? Yep. You just need 1 success. You just need 1 success. It's going to be cool because, like in that case, the Iron Watch had 2 shooting attacks. They had the regular shooting attack and then they had the command as well. Now, unlike champions, you have to be within 12 inches of your hero that's giving them the command. So I don't know,
which I like.
I think it's
the full board thing was a little too much.
Well, champions are only 3 units, so it doesn't really matter. But or even with command dice, we had the no range at all, which is just too much. And I like the fact that we've converted from a resource that we have to manage to just using dice.
More of a spell.
Yeah, and you take a better character, you have a better chance to get it. So we're going to see you at Adepticon again next year.
Oh, I'll be there for sure.
William better be there too, and Jeanette better be there too, and Joe. I don't know much Squirmin' Vermin because he's got to fly in again. That's expensive, but
and hopefully we can get.
I mean, it's in your backyard, right?
Come out and Madison Bryan to show up too. Hopefully.
Yeah, and Kenny Law, we need him.
You need him.
We need all those guys. Well, final thoughts on the Michigan GT. You vanquished everybody. I think you're the only undefeated player. You beat everybody.
Yep, but like each game was a couple of dice rolls or one mistake is what did it. So they were not easy.
You did not make the mistakes. That's the trick. You just have to make no mistakes, right? Is that what you're saying? It'll be perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it, Robert. Safe travels. And by the way, shout out to Robert. He always brings the sausage and cheese plate.
Reedsburg is going to be even more.
Oh, you're going to have the full spread?
A huge
okay. Because I am a sausage and cheese person. And it's nice knowing. I see your name on the list. I'm like, I'm gonna eat well.
If you're ever at a tournament where I'm at and they allow food in the area, there'll be some sausage and cheese. It is free to the tournament. Just come and grab some. Walk over.
Fantastic. Safe travel, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Countercharge. Please let us know what you thought of the show by emailing us at counterchargepodcast@gmail.com, on Twitter at countercharge15, or by commenting on the Countercharge Kings of War podcast Facebook group. If you enjoy the show, you can help others find out about it by leaving positive reviews on iTunes. Until next time, keep countercharging. Music is a composition of Kevin MacLeod and is licensed under Creative Commons.